You're an adventurer, or maybe you're even a group of adventurers. Whatever. Why are you here? No one cares. Don't tell me your backstory. We're here to kick ass and find treasure. That's your motivation. So get ready to roll. In front of you is a dark staircase. Its mysterious shadows are beckoning you to enter. And by beckon, I mean you need to go down the stairs. Or there's not a hell of a lot of purpose, sitting around this fucking table, is there? You can go down the stairs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Meatface go downstairs.
Oh, yeah, I was going to
I don't know, Rick.
Alright, so
That's his thing. He has to be the
you descend the stairs into the room. This doorway is open. It has a wooden door.
Even Gilman go ass. Rick.
There's a wooden door that's already open. You can see the room is dark, and just as you approach, you get close. You descend like a 20-foot stairwell. The room is emitting this deep smell that smells like a pet store. It's all wood chips and warm poop down here. And you can hear the sounds of flapping on the inside. You guys are all standing outside of the room.
Oh, God. It's got poo gas!
I don't know if that's dude.
I'll let the wizard go.
I'm gonna make a perception check.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna be a wizard.
I'm your father, Morty.
You gotta speak in Jerry's voice.
I can't do Jerry's voice. Not that much of a
That's an 8.
douchebag.
An 8?
Yep.
9.
It's dark. It's real dark in there right now.
Oh,
Maybe if you stepped in, you could see better. The door's open.
Oh, door's already
The door's
open?
open. It's just dark inside. You can't. And from out here, your rogue, little short Keth, steps up and he looks in, but can't seem to penetrate the darkness with his orcish vision.
Go, Arden.
Okay, I'll go check it out.
Ah, okay.
Do a girl voice.
As his character says to you, do a girl voice.
So you all step in, following behind.
I'll have my axe ready in case Arden needs it.
Okay, yeah. So you follow Eredar.
No, it's
Eredar.
Eredar.
Arden.
All right, Wood Elf Rogue. He leads the way. It's taking about 5 feet in front of the rest of you as you slowly, one by one, enter. Like I said, the room itself is pretty dark, uneventful. Now you can see the first room down here is about, we'll say about 15 by 10. The doorway just behind you that you crest past into the stairwell. And floating around are what seem to be bats. Go ahead and make your perception check from the inside, Keth.
Who's Keth?
That's a 10.
10? Okay.
Pluto's definitely a planet, Morty.
Let me get your character info here on the sideline so I can remember everyone's names.
You just call my guy Meat.
There we go. Okay.
I'm gonna call him Head.
So you look around.
Heed. Put your heed down.
You and me are
Yeah.
enemies.
So you look around and you hear the flattering, and it's much louder. It's up in the 20 feet tall ceilings towards the top. Scooting around. As you kind of look through the darkness, this room is one of the more darker ones so far, at least. And suddenly the flapping begins to stop, and then rapidly towards you. And what were once seemed to be bats are now these large, 1 to 2 feet tall and wide mosquito-like things with these kind of fleshy, pale pink skin, long proboscis, needle-like snouts, and these fluttering wings. 5 of them descend from the ceilings towards you.
I throw a dagger.
Roll initiative.
Wow.
Staying strong.
But I lose 1 from it.
Come open. Yeah. Tight bag.
That's a good one. That's what she said.
No, she didn't.
That was a good one. Better than mine. Although I lose -1 on mine.
You lose -1.
Yeah. Meatface. Not
All right. Anyone above a 20?
21.
What? 15 to 20.
16.
Also 16.
He goes first, for sure. We're going off decks. He goes first, for sure.
Face 10 to 15.
0 to shit. Am I get 0 to
Not
shit?
less?
8.
Okay. Who's left?
9. Beat you. I beat you.
Well, I'm a wizard, so that makes sense.
I'm distracted by the spell.
Yeah, Ursi don't like people to get in easily.
And you are Ari.
Seriously.
No,
You're
you're,
a rogue and it's royal crown.
Okay, Keth. You up first.
Summer.
Summer, yeah, and Summer is exceptionally violent, so keep that in mind.
Starting out, you were the kind of looking for
Read my
them.
sheet?
About
No.
10 feet is the closest one to you, and they all seem to be going to each of you individually. So you have one targeting you right now, flying towards your face. It's about 10 feet away.
Was there a dagger?
Go for it.
Was there a dagger?
I really want to make a fleeting character.
No, you don't. You're gay.
He's a girl, so that's
Let's see here.
So that means straight.
Ooh.
Okay. Says 18 plus 4, 22.
Mm-hmm, that hits.
Level 1.
Roll damage.
1d4.
Are you sure this hits the level 1 creature?
It's a creature.
We're level 1.
nice.
4 plus 2, 6 damage.
6 damage, okay. So you throw your dagger and it slams into kind of the upper neck part where kind of these like thin little hairs are sticking out from it, and its little thin needle-like snout is kind of extending towards you. Slam into it, this bright red blood splays out as it falls and slides to your feet, your dagger in its neck, a mere foot away from you. You killed it. Yeah, you can use. I'll let you use your rest of your turn, and then turn now. You guys are all kind of somewhat cramped in here, and you can just the cacophony of buzzing and flapping now is getting louder. All right, Keth, that was you. Now Eredar.
Eredar.
It's
Alright.
Ardenarnar.
Gonna use my short bow.
I'm gonna roll for attack, dude.
Dude!
Dude.
Dude, you missed. Dude.
Does an 8 hit?
An 8 does not hit. 8 misses, so you
Oh, sorry, arrow.
strings wide, and now at this point it's getting even closer to you, moving out of the way of the strike. All right, Eredar. Now we have Meatface.
Gosh, I will attack with my axe.
All right, so you run up now. It's
Right.
about like 7 feet in the air, but you run up underneath it now as it's coming. And you,
Creepily stare into the eyes.
Jump!
of Ardenarnar while I do this.
what's your weapon?
Great axe.
Sweet.
16 plus 5. 21.
That hits.
Pluto is a planet.
Never used a D12, so here we go. 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So as it swings down, it kind of unhided, weird, fleshy body gets slammed with the axe blade, and you actually
Fleshy
just
now.
slam it down into the stone floor.
He's creepily looking into your eyes while doing this.
All right,
Point to the
that was Meatface. Now we have
I'm not touching
the
it.
Sturges. So the last, there were 3 remaining. All right, so the first one is going to zip down to Ari, who's just drawn what? What are your weapons?
Bow and a longsword.
Okay.
Longbow, longsword.
Okay, so drawing your weapons as it breaks the distance and flaps rapidly into your face.
So,
Why, Ron?
yeah, probably drawing the
Why did
longsword.
you betray us?
So we got a 23 to hit.
I'm meat, not Ron.
So
That'll work.
as you're pulling the blade,
I don't know.
its long needle-like proboscis slams into your chest.
Because that is Jerry
You
that's
take,
from Anchorman.
4 points of piercing damage,
hero.
Okay.
and it is
If I
attached
give
to
you
you.
20 bucks for you.
So after it slams into you, instead of pulling out, you feel essentially these like bat-like talons
Justin
and
didn't get
claws
pulled
kind of
out.
clasp down into your body, and it just
It gives you a good sucky.
begins to try
Protect your butthole.
and do some suction.
Hey, Pops.
All
How
right.
you doing, buddy?
Next, we have the one that you unfortunately missed. Eredar is going to zip around the strike. That is a 15.
That's a hurt, dude.
All right. So in similar fashion,
Dude.
it slams into you. You take 5 points of piercing damage. And again, this one grabs its tiny little claws and talons and kind of clasps onto your armor.
I don't know what to tell you.
And then lastly, Kiir. Ooh, yep, that's a 23.
Yeah, that
Completely
hits.
different size weapons.
You're taking 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay, alright.
I did
And
very
again, attached to your form with this needle-like piercer into your chest. You can feel the blood being pulled from your body.
I will save
All right,
my
Kiir,
slave.
you're up.
Okay, so it's attached to me, I guess?
It is.
Didn't I go first?
Yeah, you were first, yeah. It's
Oh,
chest
it was
or something.
backwards. Okay. All right, you're up.
So I take the sword overhead and 2-hand down into the one that's attached to me.
Go for it. Make a strike.
You don't need fingers.
16.
That hits.
Oh, wait, D10.
Gummy.
Dumbass!
Oh, I just realized. That dude's a noble bear. His name Meatface.
I'm a sage, and my name is Jerry. But it's actually Kiir. Because he's so lazy, he named himself
9,
3
11.
letters. But one of
11
them-
points of damage. Alright, so yeah, as you slam almost Harakiri style into the chest, you stab
It's actually
into it, just barely
Harakiri.
filling the point, completely bisecting the creature, and as you withdraw,
amazing.
it just goes limp and falls. Withdrawing the blade from your chest, the wound kind of seeping
Sudoku
blood.
also works.
Alright, that was Ari Kiir. Now you're up.
Alright, so I will take my quarterstaff and whack it
Alright.
with the quarterstaff
Make
while
a strike.
screaming like a girl.
Swinging at yourself
15.
wildly, you make a
Plus,
couple hits.
2, so 17.
Yes.
Alright.
So as you're just rapidly slamming the staff into you.
Oh, wow, that's lame. I got a mighty 1 damage.
Just one?
Oh, wait, was
Plus your strength.
quarterstaff is a strength? Yeah, so just
It
1.
says it on the page.
Now has 1 hit point left. As it's slamming into it. More strikes are hitting his own shoulder than the creature itself, but he is hurting its back.
I'm a wizard!
It's recoiling, but
This
it's
is
still
terrible.
It's still collapsed on. All right,
These
Keth.
gummy bears are delicious.
Keth, we're back to the top. You
No, the
pulled your
effervescence
dagger
is
out
too.
of the Sturge's body, and you look over. Now, everyone else seems to have destroyed their Sturge except for Keth, or Kiir, who is slamming his staff into himself wildly.
Oh jeez. Okay, I'll take care of it, and I'll throw.
Oh man, my
Yeah,
dad's
go for
hurt
it.
you.
Save me, Morty! I'm Golden Foe!
9, 10, 11, 12, 13
13
to hit.
just misses.
Oof.
But not by a wide margin, so you don't strike Kiir on accident. As the dagger, as he's flubbing around, it just
Put on the planet, Morty!
whizzes by his head. Unfortunately missing.
My turn.
Alright, Eredar.
I'll rush over.
Alright, you break the distance that was there before.
Okay, I'm gonna use my rapier to try to get this thing off me, Jordan.
Okay, so you see Keth now close, kind of grabbing at its wings, trying to pull it off.
That's a no.
Now, guys, again.
And
He about to move that.
another whiff as
did he?
Kiir is just
about the
screaming
what?
He
loudly.
wants the life savings.
It's echoing and becoming
wanted
disorienting.
to
The
No, I really
wings
don't.
are flapping wildly on this
Sorry.
creature.
You have some gummy bears.
It's not. There's no headway.
They're really
unfortunately.
good. Well,
No.
But now,
he
all
got
right.
gummy worms.
Meatface. You now see Eredar and Keth rapidly trying to do everything they can to get this off of
Oh,
Kiir.
God!
But
God,
to
it's
no
gonna
avail.
kill us.
This thing is just. Kiir's movements are making
I will
it too.
just point at the wizard. I'm going to hit it. I'm bolt.
You hear the loud footfalls of
Chris, can I have
Meatface.
Thank you.
I'm
Once
just
again,
gonna be
no.
I'm just gonna be swinging wildly. Yeah, I hit. 18 plus 5.
Yeah, cleaving strike right into his chest. You just completely.
The same roll.
Completely annihilate what was left of it after it had got all these concussive
Don't have
blasts
pops,
from
Justin,
the
with your fat
staff.
ass.
I'm gonna pick him up.
All of a
I'm
sudden,
gonna try to cradle the wizard.
Oh,
splits the creature. It falls limp as the other two rip it apart, basically. And then as Kiir kind of coils into himself, Meatface picks up Kiir into
What's
a fetal
your character's
position.
name again?
Kiir? Oh.
Keth.
I'm gonna say your name to him. Sweet little Keth. Immediately rocking the name.
Not gonna argue.
There. There.
The guy who rips
And
things
just sit
off.
there rubbing you.
Kiir shivering slowly subsides, and the room
The
grows.
cat's trying to close the door, I think.
And the room is silent now. And it seems as if the room actually illuminates a bit, and it is pretty uneventful. As you can see, it's only a 15 by 10 room. And there was a door, a wooden
Any
door
of their needles
to your right.
still around?
Attached to their face, yeah.
I'm gonna go take 2.
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check.
Any
I'm gonna
any
go-
weird treasure in the orc
Find my
butts?
dagger?
Yes,
That way?
yes. The one that
17.
Yeah, I'd say you get 2. They're effectively just
I'm gonna
needles.
sit there and
Or
walrus for a
darts. They're
little
like
bit.
darts.
I'm a wolf.
They could be thrown by a dexterous.
So
inclined
that
person.
means me with my mighty 8. Okay, I'm just gonna sit there and be like,
Any treasure?
They're not really. There's no poison or anything to it.
Natural 20.
Any
Treasure in this room?
All right. So you make a.
whoa,
Oh, you
whoa,
got a
whoa,
natural
whoa.
20.
Yeah.
Whoa. If you guys try to get out of my
Okay,
guy's
so you
arms.
guys watch Kiir as you're taking the probisci off of
Needles.
these creatures, the needles. Kiir is going around the room and he's delving his hands into kind of the muck and stuff around the floor. And then you acquire 35 silver pieces, and now your hands smell like sturge poo. And you have disadvantage on charisma checks and charisma saving throws.
Oh, so worried about the poo.
So you're now covered to your
While my
forearms.
guy's sitting there with these needles in his mouth pretending to be a walrus.
And it's a pungent.
It's okay, I have
smell.
prestidigitation.
Do you have the cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you watch as he casts the cantrip, and I would say that washes it off, so the disadvantage on charisma is no longer.
It wouldn't have mattered because I have a 0. I dug in shit and found money.
Yes.
Are you trying to say my noble birth? I don't get it.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
You're on my list, little man.
So yeah, the door is closed. It's a wooden door. So you're right. That's the only other room in here.
Theoretically, could I like take my daggers and like stick into the poo to give it poison damage?
You want a food daggers?
No.
No,
But you can
for
stick
flavor,
them
you can definitely attempt to do that. You might think that's how it works.
Did you say 25 silver or 35?
35 silver pieces.
You got some stinky daggers.
Yeah, I'm sure the goblins will hate shit. Morty. Go for it.
Wait, so who's playing Morty?
Oh, yeah, big shot. Morty's playing with shit.
You know he eats his own shit, right, Jerry?
So yeah, the door is closed. You can approach and check it if you want. Who's leading the charge? Most of this is going to be, I just need a pecking order. Like,
I'll take charge.
taking point.
No,
here.
I'm not. I'm pushing Keith in front. Go, Keith, go.
I'll take charge.
Okay. As you get to the door and check it, it is unlocked, and you can hear what sound to be voices on the other side.
I think I'm going to switch.
You'd have to make a perception check to see what they're saying.
Okay.
Don't worry, I believe in you, you little wizard.
Perception? Oh, nope. That's 7.
7?
7.
Yeah. It's definitely a language. What languages do you know? I guess I did.
Common and Orc.
Okay, yeah. It's definitely a language you don't know.
I'll listen in on
And it sounds squawky and gritty. But you can't really tell anything else. Or how many there are. There's at least more than one.
I'll like kind of whisper that to them.
I'm going to switch the sword for the bow, and then I'm going to listen to the door.
Okay. Go for it.
I have a quarterstaff. I have a quarterstaff. Fine, open the door.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
the same thing.
push them aside,
Oh no!
Okay,
and he will listen to the door too.
Make a perception check.
Wow, why did I get the best roll?
Punches it.
20.
20?
20.
What languages do you know?
Draconic, Dwarvish, and Common.
You do not understand what they're saying, but there's definitely two distinct voices talking to each other. They're having a conversation.
I think they're making fun of us.
And if you were to guess, you don't understand what they're saying, but they're probably just talking about how their friend Jerry's a useless jerk. Yeah, that's your best guess, really.
Very well then. I will kick the door then.
Okay.
No.
Let me check something.
No, you can steal my guys. They're mine guys.
Okay.
You want a strength check?
Yes.
Want me to kick the door?
Yes, go ahead and make a strength check. The door's unlocked, but for the flavor of bombastic,
19.
for how bombastic this will be.
I'll tell you now,
you
Jerry.
shit like
That's
so.
my job.
So, you kick open the door, and you see a hallway before you, and about 10 feet deep into the hallway, against the wall, you can see two goblins talking to each other.
I know Goblin.
One has seems to have like a gimp leg, as they're standing in kind of a slouch position. The other one has an eye patch. The other one has an eye patch. And as you slam the door open, you see those two immediately, and they're two goblinoids.
I'm gonna point the nipple too.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check, actually. Yeah, you had it ready, kind of, then you behind her.
Man, that's a good roll. Intimidation?
Mm-hmm.
20 also.
Yeah, so they start fleeing
I'm pointing at
back down the hallway, but since you have your longbow, I'll let you get a shot off if you want.
Like, that's the level of intimidation.
20.
Oh yeah, that hits.
7.
7 points. They can find their...
I'm gonna
That's
throw
how much
it.
health that is. So yeah, so which one do you shoot? The one with the bad leg or the one with the bad eye?
Bad eye.
Okay, so you shoot the one with the eye patch, and as it screaming, the other eye gets penetrated with the arrow, and it falls down. The other goblin, still screaming, looks, and then begins to run. Are you gonna make chase and try and kill it?
Hell yeah!
All right, roll initiative real quick. Let's see. Okay, no.
Why am I getting these good rolls?
Never mind. It got a 2. You're all gonna go.
I got a 10.
So who got the highest?
I got an 18. Anybody beat an 18?
5.
Okay. So,
Damn.
Meatface, you bum rush
Yep.
the door and you're gonna kill the goblin?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Get the die.
Okay, 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Alright, I'm gonna put you down.
Why am I getting these shit rolls of damage? That is only a 5.
5 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you slam into it and it's like... it falls down, it completely
Once
buckles.
again, I'll just point right
Its
up
bad leg making it slower, and it's now just crawling on with one arm left.
You gotta be my bitch.
Alright, who's next after 18?
I have 11.
Who's gonna
10.
finish this thing?
Ojiro.
14.
Alright, Eredar.
Ardenar.
You run in, and you can now be
That's
next to
definitely not
Meatface with this goblin on the ground,
Okay.
fleeing and screaming.
I'm gonna run for him and stab with my rapier.
Go for it. It is
Is
misery.
Morty seeking too much in?
Don't worry, we're only gonna kill you.
That's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Yes.
And
God.
hey,
I
Dermer!
don't know why that got me, but that
8
got
damage?
me.
Alright,
Yeah.
it is dead.
Good
Yeah,
one.
got one.
Withdrawing the rapier. It's dead. This is the one with the bad leg. They're just wearing simple, like, hides that are
I'm gonna
strapped.
take that one's eye
Loincloths
patch.
and straps. The other one has an eye patch.
And now I have an iPad.
I'm gonna check his pockets.
Checking his pockets. Nothing.
Ah, you bastard.
I'm gonna check his pockets.
Other than, his lumpy, warty leg.
Hey, you
Leg.
get the leg.
You're like,
What do,
I'll also search this room, I guess.
yeah,
what do I need to roll to search his pockets while he's searching the goblin's pockets?
that's make an insight check. So you search the room, Kiir?
Yeah.
Yeah, all it's here is it's a very boring room.
That'd be a 19 inside on it.
19. That goblin, it's fucking actually dead, and he's actually searching his pockets and actually finding nothing.
Because there's nothing to find.
Yeah. So
But is he
you look
alive?
around, and all
No,
that's
he's
here,
dead.
all that's in this little alcove is a small wooden table and a couple of stews. It seems the goblins were pretty bored.
Stews?
Stools.
Oh, stews. I was like, oh, cool food. Delicious.
We need the goblin. I think his name is Jerry.
All right. So yeah,
I know what you
and then I believe on the other end of that hallway is another door.
I'll let the sage here do it.
I'm a sage.
Not you, you rogue. Let Pooh Daggers do it.
For trap to see if it's locked.
Go for it.
I'm gonna stand as close
Make
behind
a
him I
investigation
can.
check.
I need to switch dice.
Maybe. Was that investigation?
Mhm.
10.
It doesn't seem trapped, and it's unlocked.
10.
I will slowly
There's no sounds from the
Should
other
I do
end.
deception?
All right.
and like
Would you?
Open it up a crack.
Mixing up the chord.
And I will also.
oh
All right. So you open up the just a little bit to be able to see in. Like I said, most of the rooms are going to be well lit. So what you see is,
It's not what?
Okay.
Who is?
this room is
Why?
sort of trapezoidal with doors to the east, north, and south. It's got statues kind of scattered around. They're mostly statues of Rick with inscriptions like "Wow" and "Damn." But one of the statues depicts a woman, really fine crafting, really interesting. Seems like a great artist worked hard on that one. That's what you said.
I will walk in.
So I'll go inside.
Okay.
Yep, gonna check this out.
Alright, you all step in to the trapezoidal room. Like I said, there are 3 other entrances. Multiple statues abound, and most of them are of Rick, one of them is of a woman in armor.
I'll go up to the woman.
I'll go to a Rick statue.
Is it laying?
Okay.
Armor
You
band?
go to one of the Rick statues, and it's one of Rick standing defiantly, and below it says, "Damn!" in all
Damn,
caps.
so where'd you find that?
You go, Keth, to the one with the armored woman.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jessica.
really fine crafting, woman in armor, long flowing hair. And at the base of the statue, a plaque reads, Don't worry, I'm not a real person turned to stone. I'm just a cool-looking statue put here to intrigue you. It's probably nothing. You should pick a door and let's get a move on.
Can I make a nature check to see if this is real stone? Like, natural stone?
Well, I'm gonna check one of the doors then. The eastern door.
I think it's real stone.
What do you get?
4?
Yeah, it's a statue. Come on, let's get a move on.
I'm gonna go check an eastern door, see if there's any sounds coming out of it.
Eastern door.
I'm gonna hang back.
Yes, it is Jessica.
Did you rope it?
I'm gonna rope it.
That's my wizard.
That's your grandma, you sick fuck!
Yeah. No, the door is wooden and unlocked otherwise. And they all, like, even opening them, they all seem to go just down hallways.
I will help the little wizard rope that statue.
Yeah, we'll try to rope it.
Come on, guys.
Make an investigation check.
Oh.
And I'll make a perverted check. Yeah, pervert.
God damn it.
69. Nice.
Yeah, please tell me one of you got a 6 and one of you got a 9.
7.
Well, hey, you mess around with the statue long enough in a little compartment towards the bottom. Just fumbling around actually falls out. A little parchment paper rolled up falls out a little slot.
You got paper.
I'll unroll it and read it.
Alright, it says, quit wasting time! Pick a door and go. Flip a coin if you have to. Just pick a direction. It's not rocket science. What are you gonna do? Spend the whole night standing here with a goddamn statue? You need to pick a door and go! This is like the third fucking room we don't have all day! That's what it says.
Okay. I'll go to the door.
Alright.
The note was pretty specific.
Did you at least
All
examine
right.
her back door?
That's where it came out.
Did I say something about the rubble? Yeah, so I would say this one is an area that's rubbled. You can still get through the door, it's just got rubble all around it. Otherwise, you have these two doors, which are much easier and more direct paths. Which one do you want to go down? North or northeast?
I'll go northeast.
Northeast?
Northeast.
Okay.
I'll trust Ganarnar.
What do you sir, me, dude?
Calm
dude.
down. It is Sir Gorg. The third. Winchester.
Anything
Right,
to make
sir,
it harder on the DM.
My luscious flowing blonde hair.
So yeah, so it goes into a hallway, well lit. What is that? About 30 feet into another door. You guys all single file go down the hallway and reach the door now. Who's in front?
I'm in front. I'll check the door.
All right,
I'll be right behind the rogue.
I will also be
Who I
there.
call wizard.
Eredar.
Kurr.
I guess I'm second.
Nightblade.
Bear well the Kiir.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check as you approach the door.
I'll be last.
22, dude.
22. You hear voices arguing. Also, because of your prior interaction, they also sound goblinoid.
Oh, I know Goblin.
I do too.
More goblins.
You do know goblin?
I do.
Go ahead and make a perception check then.
Damn it.
Ten.
Oh, dogs that love cats.
And pigs.
Okay, so you hear two pissed off goblins chattering in their native language. And they seem to be spouting off accusations. You hear phrases of murder, treasure, a-hole, and similar accusational insults and whatnot. And what'd you get total?
10.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really know the situation on the other side of the door.
They're arguing.
But they're definitely arguing and angry at each other.
Something about treasure and assholes. Treasures and assholes.
How dare they make fun of my asshole?
And the treasure that's up there.
Yeah, you definitely hear treasure come up several times.
Treasure planet.
So what are we waiting for?
We'd open the damn door.
Open the door.
Alright, Eredar. In front, you open the door, and in the front you see towards the center of the room, about 20 feet away from you, these two pissed off goblins who are chattering and yelling at each other. Between them is the dead body of a third goblin. All of them look alike, so maybe they're related, but something for your noodle to bake on. Behind them is a pile of glittering treasure. Wealth beyond reckoning. And it can all be yours. Just deal with the goblins first. And remember, these are someone's mommy and daddy. Maybe.
Magic missile!
They turn to you, and they draw little short swords, but they stand defiantly, not attacking you right now.
Intimidation.
Right, down the road.
And they're speaking Goblinoid towards you, I would say. And Kiir, you understand what they're saying. So they're saying basically things that are like. Let me see if it actually says anything here for this. They're very argumentative, and they're accusing the other one of killing this goblin. And who should get the treasure and how they should split it. And they're like, we're not splitting with them too, are we? It's like, no, of course not. I don't even know who the fuck they are. And it's a lot of back and forths.
Yeah, ice
They're
blast!
talking to each other in circles. Ice blast?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and make a roll.
Cantrip! God, what the fuck?
That's your roll? What the fuck?
Uh-huh.
Sounds like we will need Meatface in there. Son.
12?
Beefarg.
12?
My mother's name is
hit?
Veggie Butt.
It misses.
Yeah, I figured.
So,
I charge!
you guys watch as he
rogue.
unleashes a blast of ice and it goes wide and they kind of like. Now they look angry. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, I actually got a good roll.
And I did it.
Natural 20.
Ooh, hell yeah.
I like hitting's good.
Still beat.
That's 22.
Okay, Jack.
21.
19.
Also 19!
Okay, our dog probably?
Stop it.
I imagine our
Here, who was left?
14.
Yeah, mine's better.
I got 10.
Keth and Meatface. What you guys get?
Uh,
Oh, you had the 22.
Yeah, the natural 20.
Okay, and what'd you get?
10.
Okay.
I'm definitely not
Alright,
going first.
Keth. You up first. You're about 30 feet away. You're towards the middle of the group in the hallway still. And you hear the frost blast shattering on the wall on the far end of the room, and the goblins yelling, and now they're gonna fight back. Okay. They're yelling things in Goblinoid like, my treasure! No, it's mine! We'll decide this after we kill them. You're up.
Dagger toss.
Okay, so you weave through the group and over the top of the shoulders.
Fuck me.
8. You say so.
8 to hit.
That misses, unfortunately. They do have swords, and now they're drawing little wooden shields from their back.
And I'll draw my
Cut
second
you,
dagger.
Okay. And you step a bit closer now. Alright, Ari, you're up. Actually step into the room now, kind of
18.
getting a flanking position. Okay, 18 hits.
7.
7 points. Alright, so the one that had slammed the dagger aside, taking that opportunity from the opening.
He killed the woman?
That was someone's mother, you bitch!
And you hear... oh shit!
No.
In common! Alright, that was Ari. Eredar, you are up.
Alright.
Organar.
Gonna go for a shot with my short bow with the other one.
Go for it.
That's a 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And damage. That's 5 damage.
5 damage? Alright, so it's kind of like, uh-oh. It tries to brace, but it actually gets just past the shield and slams into its shoulder, kind of like almost dropping the sword. Ah! Oh no! And it starts to turn towards the treasure. Alright, Kiir, you're up. It's about 20 feet.
Oh, yeah. I will once again cast the ice dagger thing.
Is that a spell or
It's a cantrip.
Okay.
7!
7 to hit?
Yeah.
Again, misses. There's something about the stench of the room and the
Jerry sucks. He really
the
sucks.
stab. You're shooting the blast from
Shut
the
up,
stab.
Rick!
Goes
I'm not
wide
Rick.
again. Yeah, completely with you. Alright, the goblin's up.
I'm Eyeholes Man.
It is going to kind of, in a frantic way, drop the sword so that it can throw a dagger behind its back, aiming at Ari. who... or no, you actually hurt it. So, yeah, at Eredar.
Be a girl!
That is a 12 plus 4, 16. 16 to hit?
That's a hit, dude.
Alright, so you take 3 points of piercing damage. Minimum damage. As the dagger kind of just cuts across your arm as you dodge out of the way. And now it's at this point, it's dropped the sword, it doesn't have a weapon, it just has its shield, and it's going towards the treasure, like, ha, ha, ha.
I'm gonna put another arrow on you, dude.
Alright, Meatface, you're up. You were towards the back, so you're about 40 feet away. And it ran, so probably about 40 to 50. It's gonna be
I will run 30 feet to javelin! I'm gonna yell at you, killed my baby!
like a high school prime athlete. Throw the javelin.
Prince of a vagina
13.
here.
13 to hit?
No relation.
Unfortunately misses. As it's like... and it just kind of like its whole neck goes into its shoulders.
Turtles.
And the
Damn you, you little
javelin
raccoon!
skids around and kind of pop and lets out a chuckle. Alright, Keth, you're up.
Is any of them close to them for advantage?
No.
Oh, okay.
No one moved into melee. And it ran away.
I will.
And it ran away.
So it's now about 10 feet from the hoard of treasure.
So, could I close the distance with 30 feet?
Yeah, I'd say you would be able to, because you moved up the prior round, so yeah.
Okay. So I will run
You
up
could get just in the melee, catching up to it.
Alright, then I'll stab him with my poo knife.
Go for it as you make a pouncing strike and
Not the full knife.
stram down with the poo knife.
Things I never thought I'd have to say.
16 to hit.
16 hits.
Ah, yes.
It's mine! All mine!
4 damage.
Dagger into the throat. And it falls face first.
That goes to mine.
And you land up on its back now, drawing the dagger out of its neck. With that, the room.
I'll go pick up my javelin.
Once
I got the
more.
poo on the neck meat.
Let's
I will-
see.
And I'll run to the treasure.
Treasure!
I will pat the young little rogue and say, "Good job, Korgath." Always giving him a
this
different
was
name.
7, so... Alright, so you went for the treasure, and then you're right behind him.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, all the rest of it. Okay, so... Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a mound of gold coins. And go ahead and make an investigation check. And
Detect
you
magic!
You have one too. Cast detect magic.
Nice.
Yes.
8. Okay. First level spell, or are you gonna? Is it a ritual?
Soft
first level
20.
spell.
Okay, so mark off the spell. You cast detect magic. What'd you get?
Soft 20.
Okay. So as you're watching them dig through the coins, for some reason the weight of the coin seems off. You cast detect magic, and nothing in the room is magical.
Oh, good.
'Cause
It's not a trap!
It's a 30-foot
Magic
radius
trap.
around you.
Yeah.
Okay. And what you had? What do you get? 17 on it? You said?
Yeah, 17 plus 3 for investigation.
Yeah. So these coins have an odd weight to them, and the sheen on them feels weird, and you kind of give it a smell, and it's this faint chocolatey smell.
Gonna dive for the treasure.
And you both kind of have this realization that these are all gold-wrapped chocolate coins. Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Hold on.
It's good chocolate.
Make a roll real quick. Okay, he understands what you're doing then. I was gonna say if he had it rolled low, gonna punch him. Don't eat my gold. But a 19's pretty good roll.
I guess I'll just pocket these.
I'll take some
So you
chocolate.
guys, you all
Uh,
start taking handfuls of chocolate.
Chocolate coins.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one.
You don't have a bag of holding, so I mean, chocolate coin. It's probably not gonna melt super quick.
Oh,
but
I'm not doing
in
it.
an adventuring party in a dungeon.
I'm not
that
taking
might
it for
coagulate.
that. I'm gonna unwrap one and I'm gonna take it over to the wizard. Just feed him.
Kiir, you are. I'm assuming you
Yes,
the actual
that
wizard.
wizard. Just be like, there you
Kiir,
go.
you are offered an unwrapped chocolate coin by the hulking
I
frame
take it
of Meatface.
and eat it. Meatface
He
is
should
so
help in
nice.
about a week.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's gonna go straight
yeah.
to her thighs.
Left in the room are the 3 dead goblins and what? 2 entrances of them?
What kind of weapons?
No,
do
just
the
one.
goblins have.
They all had short swords and shields.
Short swords.
Or,
and
let me check.
Oh, you jumped.
They're little scimitars, actually. So they're slashing damage. Dex-based slashing damage.
Oh,
D6.
Oh, that's actually better than mine. I'll take me a scimitar.
Okay, yeah. There's 3 in the room.
Oh, we're going to then.
I'll just use one.
And they're just slightly shorter scimitars, and they do a D6 slashing damage. And you can use your dex.
To the next room, ladies.
Are you actually searching them, or are you just taking their weapons?
I was gonna
Grab my
search them
scimitar.
too, but...
Okay, go and make an investigation check. Or you can have advantage if Eredar's helping.
Yeah, I'll help.
That is, poopy.
Like the dead.
8, 9, 10, 11.
11? Okay. Yeah. Let me make sure here. Okay.
What is it?
It's, 1...
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so you had 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you search their bodies, they don't seem to have any things that would, encompass pockets or anything. But, interestingly, you do move them around and you hear the faintest, shuffling sound of coins. And you kind of move them around, they don't have any pockets or anything, and you realize that it's coming from their stomach. And it's not the shuddering sound of the gold foil coins. This actually sounds like real metallic coins in their stomachs. Each of them have this same kind of faint sound in their stomach.
Dissect them, you monster.
Flourish my dagger and his gut.
Okay. Yeah.
You just...
It's a horrid display. Carving into doing an autopsy into this dead goblin, but it's not necessarily difficult to cleave it open and spread open its guts. And within one goblin, there are approximately 100 gold pieces in one of them. 100 actual, just covered in viscera and blood gold pieces.
I'll cut open the next one.
You see him doing that and cut up the other one, the other one you had fought, and it too has 100 gold pieces in its stomach. And then the one that was already dead lies in the center of the room, face down.
I'll flip him over.
All right, you guys at this point have all convened, and you see this horrid Keth and Eredar are just covered in blood now. From the forearm down is just a horrid mess. The stench of their entrails around the room. You search open that one, and this one, its stomach, as you flip it over, is actually kind of bloated, and it doesn't have any wounds on it. But you cut it open, and inside it, and eventually counting it out, it has 200 gold pieces in its stomach.
And not chocolate gold.
Correct.
Guys, just cut open.
But unfortunately, the rest of the horde is all chocolate.
They're dead, dude.
I'll give...
He could have been sleeping.
Oh, he's dead now.
I'll prestidigitation their disgusting selves.
That does help, though the stench seems to almost permeate
I'll give
past the
you
spell.
50 gold.
Meatface is good. Don't need it.
Okay, I'll keep the 200 then.
My noble blood don't let me take
But I'll leave
some
them
of
in their
that.
stomachs and use their intestine shit as a satchel.
This is a dark
You
goblin.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just use their intestines to hold the gold.
Gross.
Wow.
Gornath is really
fucker,
fucking
Morty.
up.
I just took the gold. I don't care.
I wasn't really gonna give it shit if you just put it in your backpack, but do you. You do you.
Oh. Yeah, I guess,
So, yeah, no.
I guess I didn't have a backpack.
Nope,
Okay,
nope. There you go. You got 3 little satchel and stomachs.
Well, I got 2. He has 1.
Oh yes, made,
I don't know if you're doing
made
that,
of
I'm just putting them in my pockets.
a stomach organ and intestines. It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I dug it out. So it's mine.
Pretty gnarly.
I mean, I had a backpack. You could have asked. Use a backpack.
Let's get move on.
Well, I think there goes our surprise with the smell now.
So yeah, there's the way you came,
Well, they might
and
think
then now there was
they
a
might think we're goblins, because we might still smell like them.
I'm a nobleman.
We don't sound like
I
outsiders
can't
anymore.
accept
I don't.
cutting open a gun for money.
So at this point,
I'm not
you
a
have
good
the way
guy,
you
dude.
came, and then the more
But
northern
I am looking
door.
for-
Let's go to the
I'll
northern
go
door.
to the
Screw going backwards.
Okay.
I shall follow
Wooden
the
door?
strong boob.
Wooden door. Open it up, and it goes to a hallway that then goes to another door. Essentially, just a hallway connecting other areas.
This hallway's evil.
Approaching that door,
I can feel it.
I don't think. Let's see. Make sure.
Wait, there's 2 doors in the gold room?
The one you came from, and then the one you haven't traveled yet.
Oh,
So you backtrack or go forward.
I could have
Okay.
grabbed you one if you want.
I don't want to bother you.
Do you want to bother me now?
What's the attack
Easier on
bonus for Scimitar?
Right here.
Is it just
not
like dex
visible.
plus proficiency?
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
same
yeah,
as like a
but-
short sword. It just uses slashing instead. So yeah, it's same as dagger. It's stats wise, just a DC.
Okay.
So who's in front? Who's checking this first door? This door in front.
I've got a check here.
Someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
I'm
you
gonna be
approach
right
the door-
behind Strongbow.
As you approach the door, it is unlocked, and you hear
Okay.
like the more faint. It's not very loud chattering, and it's not really more conversational. It's just occasional sentences from goblinoid-esque things.
Oh, good.
Can't really make out what they're saying.
Oh, okay. There's more goblins behind this door.
But do they have families?
Probably.
Do they have gold?
Probably again. So, do we want to open the door?
Oh, yeah. I'll open the door and like get a little peek.
Peeking in, go ahead and make a stealth check if you don't want
Yeah,
to be
yeah, stealth
heard
check.
in this endeavor.
Stealth. So when I make a dexterity stealth check or use thieves, so your proficiency bonus is doubled.
Yes, you have expertise, so instead of proficiency is +2, right? So it would actually be +4 for this.
Okay. Okay, so that makes so I think
Should
I
already
had
have
it,
it down like that.
which makes it a +6.
Yes, because your dex is +2,
Yeah.
and then now it's +4, and then there's +4 for
Well,
proficiency,
you
so
got
yeah.
expertise
Yeah.
on?
+6 to the roll.
Okay. Cool. Oh.
Wow.
Jesus. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13? Okay. The door's kind of squeaky, wooden, opens up. They don't seem to notice you, though. Yeah. So this room is a big old circular room featuring 6 bedrolls on the floor. There's a bunch of dice
old
everywhere.
bottle.
There's parchment scattered around. And, oh yeah, 4 goblins are here. They seem to be distracted. Seems to be they might be gambling or doing something with
I got
each other.
cards.
But they're all kind of near each other. And 2 have their backs to you, and
So
2...
they have dice and paper.
It seems to be, potentially at least.
Dad, I want to open the game. Like,
Sneak attack?
They're playing
wanna try?
goblins and goblins.
Yeah.
Because you got the door about halfway open now. You have a 13
it's Dungeons,
stealth.
Goblins,
Okay.
and Goblins.
So you'd have to do this
Dungeons,
alone.
dungeons,
Bringing
more
them would be too
dungeons.
loud. So you
Okay.
Goblin,
stealth
goblin,
into the
goblins.
room now, stealthing your way. Okay.
How could they get past my one guard?
Yeah. So like I said, it's a big circular room. You're coming in from here, and they're towards the other entrance over here.
Okay.
So they're about 20 to 25 feet away, give or take.
Okay.
2 have their backs to you. 2 kind of are to the side.
Okay, Chad, just keep saying okay.
Yeah, you can't. They don't seem to have noticed you
Who's
yet,
Chad?
so you could make
Okay.
a ranged attack. You, meanwhile, outside, group, you watch Keth kind of slink into the door and step into the room and out of sight.
I think it's stealth time, boys.
Okay.
What would you like to do? Pull a dagger?
Yep, dagger.
Make an attack roll with advantage.
And then sneak attack.
Greatest rogue ability.
Dagger.
Hit with
throw.
at least one of them.
Yep. Let's see, 14 plus 4 is 18 to hit.
18 to hit?
Yes.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage with your extra sneak attack, d6.
That's 1 plus 2 is 3. 8 damage.
8 damage? Okay. So, 1 with its back to you, kind of like, kind of goes to point at 1, and then
That's
suddenly
not Rick and Morty.
falls down in front, falling off the little stool it was on, right? And the other one's kind of like, and they look and they kind of like see you from across the room, and at that point you kind of like are drawing the other weapon, and you kick the
And I
door.
barge in!
You kick the door the rest of the way open, and flooding into the room as the rest of your party. Roll initiative with 3 remaining goblins.
Draw my scimitar.
They seem quite surprised.
Bollocks! I got the low robo. No, not that low, though.
Yeah, I should have kept the 13 that was on the floor.
Now we have featured. What are you
So
talking
they will not be able to get.
Because these are here. And they're clear.
All right. Anyone above 20?
How's it back up there?
Thank you.
No. All right. 15 to 20.
18.
10 to 15.
Lower.
12.
12.
12.
I have +3 dex.
Alright, so Ari, Keth, that was 12s. And what do you guys have?
6.
3.
Terrible.
Meatface,
Alright, Kiir, you are up first.
Yay! The ice spell, whose name I can't remember.
It's Beth.
Ray
Touch
Frost,
of Beth.
probably?
Yes. Character sheet.
It's an attack roll.
18.
That hits.
2, I guess one of them. If he has an eye patch, that one. 3 damage.
They do not. They seem to have very simple, like, leather straps. Their shields are off scattered around, but they do have little swords on their hips.
Take an ice
You
blade.
slam into that one, doing how much you said?
3 gold doubloons. Plus now he's slow.
So yeah, he's slowed down as he gets hit with this blast of frost that kind of envelops his shoulder blades, and at this point he's like shivering as he's turning around, pulling the sword out. Alright, Ari. You're up. At this point, as
I'm
part of
gonna
the
shoot
surprise round, you're all in the room now.
Not that I think it hits. I'm gonna shoot the opposite one. But that's only a 9.
9 misses, so this one now actually kind of flips up with the little end table, making almost this little element of cover in that during that transaction. The arrow flies wide through the movement. All right, Keth, you are up. I would say since you were already in the room, you'd be able to get in melee if you wanted.
Okay, yeah. I will run up on one.
Same with Meatface because you were right by the door about to charge in.
So, draw my scimitar.
Non-poopified scimitar drawn.
Non-poo.
Not poop.
Watch the door.
I'm charging screaming. I'm gonna wear you next.
And at this point, they're like, and they start pointing in tragic fear of whatever they seem to have recognized what you have strapped to your body now. Go ahead and run in and make your attack. You're attacking the one that has been frosted?
I was gonna take a different one.
Okay, there's two unharmed and 1 frosted.
So,
Go for it.
6 plus 4 is 10.
It's in the hit?
Yeah.
That misses, unfortunately. So this one, not next to the table, not the one behind it, has now kind of like clings the scimitars, and it's still like its eyes keep darting back and forth between your fierce ones and the gory pouch that you have on your hips.
Yes, pouch.
As the eyes are darting back and forth, he kind of like pushes you back, but you are now in net combat with him. All right, now it is the goblin's turn. You being close. The frosted one and the one that you're in are going to kind of like gang up on you a bit. First one with they have scimitars. First one is a 8 plus 4, 12 to hit.
Nope.
And 13, so 17 to hit.
Yes.
56 because they have the scimitar as well. So that is 5 slashing damage. As they both kind of start to gang up on you, you're parrying as much as you can, but a couple of the strikes come through your defenses. Meanwhile, the one behind the who has now flipped the table entirely, pulls out a short bow and is going to shoot towards Kiir. And that's a miss. That's going to be a 8. Yeah, so that misses. Okay. And they're all kind of clumped still up there. Meatface, you are up.
I will rush to the ones attacking my young little dismembering-fest friend.
Okay.
And I will look at it with intenseness.
So yeah, the one has been frosted, the other one is unharmed.
Oh, that's a crit.
Okay.
Let's hope I get a 3 again on my damage, though. It's a 3!
Great. Hey!
2 is 6.
6.
Plus another 3, which is a 9.
9. So the unharmed one, the one that is not frigidly cold, just gets blindsided as it's like striking into you and starting to like cackle as it thinks it sees an opportunity. And you seeing this charging barbaric fighter slam and it's so forceful that its whole body just in like less than a frame just slammed into the stone.
Don't hurt my baby!
The other ones now kind of yelp in fear. Alright, that was Meatface. Eredar, you're up.
Alright.
Don't have a trap dog.
I'm gonna go for.
I'm gonna switch my D12s now because I keep getting
allies.
3.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, attack roll. That's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Alright. Sneak attack with my short bow, so 2d6.
Go for it.
3,
Damage is damage.
So 6 damage.
6 damage. So yeah, now the frosted one that was on you
6
kind of like
seems to be a
frigidly
lucky
just
number right
gets shot through right through its little chest. You can actually hear the bones splinter a little bit through the
Here, take
ribs,
that, dude.
Why are you looking at that sheet, boy?
and its tongue slops out
He's
as it hits
not
the
here.
ground.
Kirk gets to play him.
Now the last one behind the table is like drawing its bow and realizing that it's completely outnumbered. Back to the top with Kiir, who's not here, thus forfeiting already.
I feel like that's part of the roll. If Jerry's
Weirdly
character's
enough, he
in
did a
play,
cantrip that
skip
requires
him.
He
Range
rolled a
charge?
3. He rolled a 3, so yeah, that's legit. I rolled it.
Okay.
I rolled his Ray of Frost attack roll in this.
That attack's called the Bitch of Beth.
So there's the one behind the table. And
That's
then,
it.
That's it?
That's
okay.
it now. It does have partial cover. It's a little harder to hit.
Also,
16.
One so low?
16 hits. It didn't have its shield, so it's back to a 15, but it still hits.
Is the frosted one
Is
so
a 9.
No, you decimated that one.
low?
What'd you get?
do you keep
Damage?
reminding me?
How much
9.
damage?
9. So with that, yeah, this one kind of poking its head out and like, ow, no. Falls down into a heap, gargling on its blood until its
Pick
life
up our robe.
is
there.
extinguished.
They're just fest. They can't
I'm gonna take the goblins arrows.
Yes, you can withdraw your arrows from the corpses.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping
And
track.
they're
Dude,
too.
don't care.
No, it's not a big deal.
So I could use them against their kid.
I want to look at their shields,
Okay,
yo.
so this was 5.
Bless you. Bless you again.
Okay, so what is everyone doing in the room at this point?
I'm gonna go grab a shield.
Okay, it's a wooden shield. Gives you a +2 to AC if you wield it.
Got it. How
In
many are there?
one arm. There would be 5.
Okay, I want to grab another one. See if I can shield through it.
As an improvised weapon, yeah, you would roll and add your dex mod. And if you hit, you would do like a D4.
Perfect.
a
With
D4
my
damage.
-1,
Yeah.
I will keep that for being
It's
my
a very.
shield throw.
It's just a big unwieldy frisbee.
I think I'm gonna see if they have anything, like any loot in their pockets.
Search them. Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Can
I have
put a
shit.
shape to see if it's got gold or it's
Yeah,
got.
go ahead and go do advantage, and I'll say you're helping him by shaking their bodies in the meantime.
Oh, me
So
doing
you,
it?
you can have advantage, Ari.
That seems like bad. Ari's view there.
11.
11? Okay. So yeah, you find that these goblins do seem to have little tiny like pouches, like pockets from other clothing that has been
Tiny baby corn purses.
stashed to their little loincloths. So in total, amongst them all, you find 20 gold pieces
Oh.
and 35 silver pieces
Oh.
and a key.
Anybody writing down the shit they grabbed?
So I'll take the key.
Meanwhile, after finding that they don't have any, you find that they don't have any gold in their stomachs, Keth. But you do notice that amongst all the sets of dice, some of them are actually made of like a really nice elvish kind of greenish hued substance or color.
Are any of these papers appear
and the
to
dice
be
are each worth
characters?
a gold piece, so you
Should've
would
brought in,
find
Cushion.
about
Just whatever.
16 dice worth of that. So 16 gold pieces you can add in dice.
So do any of these
Okay.
papers appear
So
to
you
be
want the dice?
character
Okay.
sheets?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you poke through the dice and parchments, and after a little bit, it reveals that they were actually playing Goblins and Gizzards, their favorite tabletop role-playing game, and it's written in Goblin.
Oh, cool. Which I can read.
And Goblins and Gizzards, as you know, is way better than D&D.
Oh, cool.
Makes sense to me, and I don't know.
That seems to
I was
be
playing pocket Mortys.
that seems to be everything in here.
More like pocket pool.
Don't you dare go to...
You guys are.
I don't know what's right.
So now you have the
Still on the
entrance
right.
you came, the entrance to your left, to the west, and the entrance to your right, the east.
I'll check the right.
Okay, towards the east.
Let's go Weiss.
I think we should split up.
You can do that.
Kenny has a pretty interesting story about Weiss.
So yeah.
All right. I'll take the wizard,
there's
the sage, and the bowman.
Yeah, so door to the west and door to the
No other
east.
bowman.
Mark Bowman.
I chose right.
Mark.
Okay. So yeah, door is unlocked. Wooden door.
And I will open it.
Alright, opening it up, it reveals a relatively smaller room, and in it,
A hallway? Oh,
yeah, no, you're up here,
Oh.
and so there's like a 5-foot connection to another door, which I presume you also open.
Yes, he
Um,
does.
Yeah, and it's a circular room, relatively smaller. It's a dusty old room, and it features a sweet-ass treasure chest. You can just sense that bling is imminent.
Nothing in here. And I'll shut the door. Hold on, let me make a roll. Anybody wants to challenge that deception, let me know.
I'll challenge it.
Yeah.
20 natural.
Natural 20.
Yeah, totally wasted on your stupid obvious lie.
I got a 21, so what's your bonus?
Hi.
You don't always win.
Well, clearly there's nothing in that room, or else he wouldn't have said there's nothing in there. So
22. I don't believe you.
I got a
Go on in then.
Okay.
natural 1.
I'm going in around him.
Okay.
Well, you gotta go open the door.
You check it.
Yeah, you gotta Dick
see-
Tracy's way.
You see a circular, dusty, like 15 by 15 circular room with a big-ass treasure chest.
See? Nothing.
Right.
Closed.
Well, I'm gonna open the chest.
So you step into the room.
Yes.
Do you guys follow suit, or do you just let
Yeah.
Eredar-
I'm looking for goblins. Fuck that.
Man, if it kills me, it kills me.
Also, a goblin.
With them.
So Eredar walks up to the chest, and you're just gonna try and open it real quick.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure.
It's not a goblin mimic.
Because the sections, how they divide it up here. Oh, I see.
I mean, I'll poke with my rapier first, make sure it's not a mimic, but...
But what's a mimic?
Right. Make a perception check, I guess, if you want.
I started watching that
No, this is as good as it's gonna get.
that Bofree anime about the girl that.
So you're
looks
checking
like
to see
her.
if this is a
Oh,
mimic.
yeah.
Oh man.
That's you're seeing if this is a mimic.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
poke with my rapier.
Yeah, what'd you get?
2. An 8.
It doesn't seem to be a mimic. It doesn't react to you poking at it. You can try and open it.
Gotta open it!
Yeah, go for it.
Hand it each
so,
hands.
Now he's the last of
First
the
character
Mohicans.
death.
And then it explodes.
No, I'm just making sure. Okay. I wanted to double check. So as you kind of open it, it's kind of got that heavy gold kind of band around it, right? You kind of lift from where the latches are, and you lift up, and as it gets about 6 inches open, you hear it. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Told him there was
It
no
was
goblins.
trapped.
I told him there was no goblins in there. Weird look out. Did you drop it?
Yeah, try to apply D20.
I don't see it. It's very black.
That's what she said.
I see a couple of D6s.
Yeah, I know those are over here. Oh, great. Where'd it go?
Lift your legs.
Oh, I found it.
Robert got it. He has game.
There you go.
He dropped
Now
his
you got
D20.
it.
Dexterity saving throw.
Ow.
His decks, like the decks he rolled, didn't work too well.
So, that's a 12.
12.
Okay.
Now I wrote his 18
So-
D10.
And shooting out from the center of the chest is this buzzing saw blade that
Good
slams
news.
into your chest.
You are circumcised.
Dealing 5 points of damage.
Told you there was no goblins.
And then it retracts into
Are you
it.
dead?
Not dead outright, but yeah, I'm down.
You're unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys would hear the buzzing. So you guys from outside hear.
He didn't close the door when he went in.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
still in
said I-
front of the
Yeah,
I
door.
no,
said
that's what I'm
stepped
saying.
in
But you're
with
not.
him.
Yeah, that's true. You were
Oh.
falling. But I'm saying just via searching and everything, you just hear, and then a from the chest slamming back closed, and then his body laying in front of it. All right, you don't see what happened to him. You just saw he opened it, and something loud buzzed, and now he's unconscious, bleeding from the chest.
I'm gonna run over and like try to drag his body back away from the chest.
Yep. You drag him back into the room. Go ahead and make a death save.
He didn't believe me. There were no goblins in there.
Medicine
And at this point, yeah, you can make a medicine
That's it?
check. Try and stabilize.
That's a fail.
All right, one failure. Go ahead and make a. Keth runs up and he's like, and he's just from the chest down. It's just covered in blood.
Oh, I'll do a medicine check because I have a medicine.
9.
Okay, make another death save. Because you can't do it at the same time.
Yeah.
That's another fail.
What do you get?
And Kiir.
11.
11's enough. So at this point, with 2 death saves, They managed to, panic, both of them, handing each other the
God,
gauze
God.
and wraps, and using what remnants of a kit of any type of bandages they have. They managed to just get you to stop from bleeding to death, and you are currently unconscious.
So, dead weight then. Got it.
Let's.
We should probably take a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Short rest.
You can do that. You don't know if this
See, so the room
entirely safe.
We're
you
in-
don't know
we're
if
in
more
7?
goblins would come in or not.
we're in 7.
You are in
7.
5, having
5.
just dragged him out of 6. 6 is where the treasure chest is.
Anybody else okay if I eat him?
Also, already having been in there, you would see that
It's
6,
cleaner than the goblins.
6 leads to another room. On the far end of 6, beyond the treasure chest, is another hallway.
Can we use the swords to like lock
Meat.
the doors?
Face.
Meatface, could you carry him
Yeah,
back to?
you could use them kind of like pitons and stab them into the wood
The
at
other
an angle
room?
so they'd be like stopped.
Probably, but
I'd allow
I
it.
mean, he didn't listen to my word. There was nothing in
The downside is that at least of the 3, one of the doors opens inward, so you wouldn't be able to really stop her that one. It would be the one to the west, the one you haven't explored yet.
Okay.
That door opens inward, so you wouldn't be able to bar that one.
But sure,
We're
I can,
7, the treasure room.
I can carry Garfield
With the
back
gold
into the other
coins.
room.
Well, let's go back to the treasure room.
I don't want to go in the treasure room.
Why don't we just go in the chest room?
Did you see what it did to him?
No, did you?
Yes.
What did it do?
Don't open the chest.
My guy will mimic what he's doing, not
A
understanding.
supreme voice from atop says, "Yeah, if you know you're a pussy."
I'm gonna listen to my god. Thank you, mighty pussy.
Yeah, listen to Jerry. That works out usually, I'm sure. Yeah, listen to Jerry, everybody.
Yes, my beautiful god. Tell me which Jerry I should kill.
Yeah, Dad, when have you been right?
Ouch.
I just don't like bad that she shot me.
So,
now I'm
so
fixing it.
you're wanting to take a short rest and deciding which room to do it?
Yeah.
Do you guys need it? I'm fully health. Haven't taken a single hit.
I don't really need it, but he does.
Well, do we know he's gonna heal from there?
You get hit dice.
You
when
can see his
rest.
chest rising and closing.
He's probably dead.
I concur. He's not.
60.
Or maybe you can't see that, but at least Kiir can see that.
He appears to still be mostly alive.
My wisdom of
I'm only half
16
dead.
said he's dead. Let me put him out of his misery and I'll get a pill.
But you already said he's dead. Why are you just put him out of his misery?
Shut up, Jerry. Didn't you hear Space Jesus already?
I'm Kerr.
Shut up, Gernold.
I'm Kerr. Garanog. That's the Witcher.
Alright.
I guess I'll carry Geraldo back into the room with the chocolate.
Okay, so you guys go back to room 7 with the chocolate coins
I'll
and
place him
whatnot.
somewhere soft, so I'll
You
lay him on all the chocolate.
You spend the better part of an hour taking a short rest.
I'm gonna play cards while we do. Somehow losing.
eat more
How
chocolate.
the hell is this happening?
Chocolate heals you for no health.
The short rest is uneventful, so nothing seems to come in and upset you
Hey, you're alive.
or accost you. You
Told
come
you
back
he was dead.
with
You can use a
1 hit point. I rolled a d4. You will come to consciousness with 1 hit point.
Laying on the chocolate.
What the hell happened?
I'll let someone make a medicine check to give you another d4. Should
I'll do it this time.
Should they get a 10 or higher?
Because I got a +1 in it. Oh, no, Cal beat me to it.
3.
You could always aid him.
3.
For advantage, yeah. Right.
Sure. Just because Eredar's not part of the family.
19!
Anyway, neither is Meatface.
Okay. So you get 3 more. So you have 4 hit points now.
I mean, I'm going as Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I have my full 8 back. Yay.
Yeah, so anyone else that needs hit dice or anything?
I'll heal for nothing.
I'm back to 10.
Okay. So there you go. I'm gonna pee while you decide what room to investigate now. The chest.
You said anyone else who needs hit points?
Did you just pour out that drink,
Short
Cal?
rest. You
Oh.
can use hit
Yeah,
dice.
yeah,
I'm not gonna waste
So
it.
good drink as much as I could.
Not for 2 hit points.
It still burns. Like after so many drinks, it still burns my nostrils.
Yeah, it's gender.
But yeah, I didn't care for it.
I don't care for you.
The voice is Eredar. You come to consciousness, kind of bellows out and is like, "Oh wow, I thought we were gonna lose you there. Ha! That's part of the game, though. Get used to it." All right, where are you going next? What's up?
I think
We're going back to that room so he can fight that chest.
Rematch!
Hey, that sounds exciting. All right, there it is. You're back in room 6. Poof! Wow, look at that. You're all in there at the same time. Room 6. There's a big ass treasure chest. It's full of loot. You just gotta open it.
Would you say Mage Hand could open the chest?
Why don't you try it, Jerry?
That was spot on.
Yeah,
I'll use Mage Hand on the chest!
Yeah, so you guys see this little bitch ass, pink ass magic hand come out, and what do you know? It can't lift this huge treasure chest lid. Can't quite do it. Look at him try though. Isn't he cute?
It'll take another 4
All right,
months.
who
for
wants to
that
actually be helpful now?
disarm the trap.
So you want to check up for traps?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Well, you know there's one.
Well, he knows it. He can just tell you.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Hard to
Investigation
not.
or perception?
Oh geez, Rick, oh jeez.
Dad's getting
Watch out for the
real
buzz
pissed.
saw, dude.
I mean,
Okay.
why would a Pop-Tart drive a
Based
toaster?
on what
That's like
he
the
told
scariest
you,
thing ever.
it's definitely trapped, but you don't know. You can't see the mini mechanism or anything. And he says it only went off when he opened it.
I went off like a top.
So we're gonna go. This room's empty.
Can I like stand behind it, like and like?
Try and open it from behind.
Yeah, so it goes.
You might need help.
My Mage Hand will help.
Someone strong
I'm
to
gonna get
because the leverage to do
away.
it would need someone's aid probably.
I'm gonna just walk around the chest this time.
Okay, so you just step around entirely. Wide berth. But yeah, you could try and open it. You would just need someone's help because it's kind of big, and opening it from behind kind of would be weird.
Awkward.
Yeah.
You're awkward.
Oh, do you want to try to help me? Me open this chest?
I doubt it's gonna kill me.
Just, sit on the side so it doesn't like
Mwah!
hit you.
Fine. I'm mostly looking to kill stuff. Shatter
Okay.
bones.
So yeah, working together. There's not really a strength check involved. You guys lift it up, and as it gets about 6 inches, you hear and the shooting out from the front. Those are the other ones who aren't behind it.
Hurry,
See
Arthur,
this
no, no,
large saw blade shoot out the front, and then
Just like
fall back into the panel. Though you guys continue lifting it and lift it open, and the scent of fresh apple pie kind of fills the room, like this scent of apple pie.
Nice.
like my farts.
Is there
Ah,
actually?
well, they
cherry.
smell
Sorry,
like death.
fresh baked cherry pie.
Oh.
So you want to look in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's full of cherry
Looking
pie.
in, it is many coins. You find 210 gold pieces.
Huh?
Maybe write down the totals.
Yeah.
Just write the totals and then separate them how you wish after.
That's
So 210 gold and 410 silver pieces.
210
210 gold and 410 silver.
So 205.
And 3 platinum pieces.
Not
I'll only
3,000,
I'll only
Kenny.
take one of them.
Not 3,000, 3. We're just gonna throw that out there.
And you also find 2 vials with a red liquid that you recognize as potions of healing. 2.
Would have been really helpful about 10 minutes ago.
And I'll take
yeah,
one.
you're telling me.
Wood. Oh shit.
And the last thing you find after pulling everything out, in the corner of the box, is this ruby. Seems to be a ruby. And you pull it out, and the scent of that fresh baked cherry pie gets really strong, and it seems to be emanating from the ruby.
That's the only chair you're gonna get.
I don't get it.
Who knows what, divine importance this ruby has, but you now have a ruby that smells like cherry pie.
I'll just put this in my
Put it in the
Goblin
sack.
infection.
my Keth satchel.
Yeah,
I'm
so
killing for less, dude.
if you've ever smelled goblin entrails mixed with cherry pie, that's what it smells like. Alright. Let your imagination run wild on that one.
It's like untie like the intestines like.
Yep. You kind of have to squeeze it
Go
like a
hurt
hose
it.
down.
Oh no.
Yeah, like a
One of them wasn't a peach ring at all.
Everyone watches
Got the
you.
circle for the ring hole, but it's not gone.
Doing.
It's a peach disc.
Okay,
You gotta pop that peach.
so there you go. Room 6 has been vanquished. There's now, in terms of trails to go, there is the eastern door in
Intrigue.
6, or you could backtrack to the western door in 5.
Let's go to the eastern door. East is where it's at. You know, let's go west.
Shut up, Jerry.
All right.
I'm gonna check ahead.
Who's in front?
I'll check ahead.
All right,
go,
Eredar.
How much help do you have?
3.
With his blood pumping, shrugs his shoulders and walks on, exiting out of room 6 into a connecting hallway that goes
Opens it.
into room 10.
Room 6 can't go into 10. That's retarded.
Yeah, you tell me.
And Jerry has
quite
AIDS.
Okay.
Not that you know, Beth.
I miss your poopy butthole.
Oh, yeah. I remember this room. Okay. Okay, so it's a octagon-shaped room.
So
We're in
9
the
sides.
octagon.
Or is it hexagon? Oh,
Yeah, that's a hexagon.
Still 9 sides.
yeah. Okay. And you open the door, and so what you see immediately, right? You open the door. You can all see this. This is the big prominent thing in the room. A pair of perfectly rounded stone mounds, cleft artfully straight down the middle, fill the room. It looks a lot like a butt from where you're standing. Something shiny glints near the ceiling, about 4 feet above, looking, I mean, seriously, only be described as this huge butt. I'm just calling it like I see it here, folks.
Wait, so is it like 2 butt cheeks with like...
No,
like
it's
a-
2 butt cheeks.
2 mounds.
With a...
Can I make a perception
And
just to
these
see?
climb up to the ceiling, and then
Key, get in that ass.
near the ceiling you can see a glint in the air.
Can
I'm
I
in
make
the
a
butt.
perception see if it looks like?
A turd.
Well,
The golden turd.
I'm in a bar.
It's a
like
penis
something
going
might,
in the butt.
might come out of,
Of the
that
butt.
Of the glint or the butt?
of the butt.
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna run up to the butt and just give it a big old smack on the ass.
Come on.
Okay.
Jessica. Oh, Jessica.
I'm not finding the butt so I can see what that glint is.
Alright.
12.
12? Okay. So, investigating the butt, as we'll now refer to it as.
that's
It's
hot.
made, and, you know, Keth being very hands-on, you'll find this out pretty quickly, too. It's made of polished stone that seems to gleam with any kind of light. So, if you add any light source to the room, it almost gleams and shines.
So smooth.
It would take
Yeah, come on.
an acrobatics check to be able to actually scramble up it, because it's polished stone. But
He's 14.
if you did,
He knows
not
how to
too
handle
difficult, if you made an
ass.
acrobatics
Oh,
check, you could scramble up it and actually climb on top.
Alright.
You were looking to see if it has any elements of anything within it. Nothing that you can see.
I have an idea. I'll
Doesn't,
shove my
doesn't seem to be like
javelin.
anything
Easy,
gonna
what's that?
pop out. Or
13 in acrobatics.
13 acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Did you hear
yeah.
me, Strongbow? I'll shove my javelin
With
in
that,
the ass.
as you're kind of like,
Perfect
kind of
balance!
giving it a big hug, Eredar on the opposite cheek, you scramble up. The first part's the hardest as it gets sheer, but then you climb up the
Never
mound.
seen a nearly dead person.
And you
climb
watch
an
this
ass.
with, you know, very sprawled technique. He
I'm
manages
lying.
to climb up the mound. At this point, you get to the top, and if you want, you can investigate the glint up
Or the
towards
smell.
the top. If you want.
Yes.
If you want.
If you want.
That would be a perception check.
14.
14? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me read this real quick. Oh, okay, I see. So, so the shiny thing, as you get up top, the darkness seems to kind of fade away, and you can see it's actually a plaque, and it has words written on it. Is anyone else going to go up here, by the way? Or are you just all watching Eredar do this?
I'm watching everyone who's went to touch the butt. but
I'm
me.
gonna like take out one
And
more
I think
daggers,
Jerry.
and I'm a chisel like property of Keth.
Okay, I see. And a big heart, you kind of...
Yeah.
And while you're doing, you hear.
Ooh!
No, there are no sounds from the rock other than the stone being carved into. The room is actually pretty quiet. You, meanwhile, Eredar, looking up, about 4 feet up, you can see the glint, kind of, you know, the darkness kind of pulling away a bit. You can see the plaque, and it reads, "Say goodbye to your butt." Make a dexterity saving throw.
Here we go again.
You're gonna get died by a booty! Well, that's good shit.
21.
21.
Half
Okay.
damage of 5.
So, there's no damage. You don't feel any pain or anything. There's just a weird numbness that shoots through your body, and one of your butt cheeks
It's gone.
feels numb, and you look down, and your right ass cheek is gone.
Oh.
It has vanished. And though your body connects your leg connects to your torso, but in a kind of odd fashion.
My
You
perception to
do
see
not
how his
have
ass
a
going.
right buttock no longer.
Oh, that's my favorite cheek too, nerd.
Yeah, it feels weird, and it looks weird. It's odd.
Can we see it from down here?
Yeah, so you guys watch all of a sudden he just, and then he turns sideways, and his profile is now, there's just flat, literally flat on one side. And
Oh my god, he's a half-assed liar. Blank.
a tumbleweed flows through the room. Yep. So there you go. That's what happens to you, Eredar. The plaque just says that.
Arganarnar. You
That's
can
my
change your
favorite
name to Arganar, half-assed, and whatever your last name is.
That's my favorite cheek too.
We could,
I don't know.
God, what would have happened if you didn't roll a 21?
I lost both cheeks
It's
probably.
been Hank Hill.
That's a good reference. That's a good
Damn
one.
it, Keth.
Hank does have basically no ass.
That's like a whole premise.
You
for
went
an
back-
episode.
That's an episode, yeah, he's riding his mower.
And there's another
As
one
if
where he
it's
has
like
to have
ocean.
like
He has to wear like a
rubber
fake.
seat thing or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then he puts like fake underwear and he joins a group that do that. They
Yeah,
all
that's
do
right.
that.
It's like a big pink ass.
It's like the no ass anonymous squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. The lawnmower was beating up his tailbone.
Well, anyway, Eredar, you have no right butt cheek, and you climb.
have no posterior.
You slowly climb down a little bit.
Raise the
A
posterior.
little
I'm
bit
gonna
smart.
touch. I want to smack the area where his ass used to be on that side.
It feels like slapping like a thigh. Like it's weird. It doesn't seem right. His right leg clearly is longer than the other, even though you walk normal, somewhat. But like your right leg has to be longer to connect to the torso. It's very odd. It's really anatomically this is strange as hell.
As a noble, I just wanted to be the first to slap that.
Could we
That's
like,
fair.
like chop off like a goblin head and like stuff his pants, fake a cheek?
The fuck's matter with you, Morty?
You're asking the wrong guy.
I'll worry about that when I get back to town.
Use one of your backpacks.
You mean the backpack he's not using and it doesn't bleed?
Everyone's want to lose an ass.
All right, Eredar, you're getting a goblin stomach shoved down your pants.
Oh, just like college.
What kind of college did you go to?
Yes.
A whole lot of butts.
That'll do. That's just enough. All right, it's weird. It's fake.
So another
your
door
your pride still hurt, but on the outside you got a squishy ass cheek.
So we're going through the other door on the other side of the ass cheek?
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I guess so.
Nobody gonna shove something in that ass?
All right.
No.
So the mounds actually encompass most of the room, so you have to there's like a 5-foot gap on either side of the walls that you kind of crest around.
Now, if we run into a giant penis fish, you do not climb above it.
And that connects. Okay.
Leave that to Strongbow.
Yep. Okay, so this connects
She won't
to
lose
kind of a
anything.
Y.
Or will she?
Or more of a T intersection, I guess. So you guys have a choice of going south or continuing east. It connects, the hallway splits, and it either continues straight from where you are, or you can take a right turn and head south.
Right turn!
Right. Oh, no. Straight. You said right.
So.
I'll check the right door.
Okay. Yeah, all the doors,
Daddy.
for the most part, wooden and unlocked, I believe. Let me make sure.
Never hurts to check.
You turn right, heading south.
Not hammer eye.
Yeah, unlocked door, wooden. Open it. It enters into a room. Are you all
It's
following?
not that spicy.
Are you all continuing down south along with Keth?
Yes.
I'll follow Clough.
Okay.
Cleft the boy chin wonder.
Could have been worse. It could have given you hemorrhoids.
He already had that.
So you
Now he
How's
has
your
half-
butt?
Now he has half roids.
crest south
Unfortunately, hemorrhoids under that.
into
Room 14.
room 14.
Burp.
Well, what have we here? Let's take a look. Some kind of designs are carved in the relief on the floor. From above, you realize that these designs are actually dozens of tiny little hallways connected to tiny little rooms. Some have teeny tiny treasure chests, while others feature tiny traps that would have trouble catching a mouse. But it's not mice that these traps are after. Sorry, that was a note to myself. I shouldn't have read that part out loud. Okay. That's what it says. Alright, so,
Okie dokie.
as you look over this whole area, the entirety of the floor in this room seems to be like carved reliefs of patterns and trails, almost like a dungeon-esque grid. But then you realize that they have a little depth to them. tiny treasure chests and tiny little traps. And you can see that the entirety of this floor is, in fact, a top-down view of a minuscule dungeon.
Does it match up to what we've been going through?
It does not.
So there's not a giant ass above there?
Correct. It is just a completely
I'll
different.
add it.
Man, those goblins really like.
So yeah,
goblins
you
and
guys all
dungeons.
can step into the room now, and you just tower over what is essentially this really tiny top-down view of a dungeon.
Everybody takes up the tiny characters. Carry.
Keth in front looking around, you actually see, you find first, a small tiny adventuring party comprised of a tiny fighter, a tiny rogue, a slightly more tiny rogue, and a tiny wizard. All moving their way through the dungeon. Oh, and another fighter. Yeah, another tiny fighter. There's 5.
Grab one of those treasure chests, and I'll just like, there you go.
Okay.
Benevolent God.
Right. So the treasure chests are in like a different room in a different area. So you walk up and you're like, you're gonna help them out, presumably, right?
Yeah.
As you reach your hand down into the actual relief, this little tiny barrier appears and zaps you.
Oh shit.
You take 5 lightning damage.
Oh god damn it!
Good thing I didn't do it.
Back down to half.
Arden, touch it. Touch it.
I ain't touching it.
Touch it with your Peter.
Pee on it.
Meanwhile,
Can they hear me? Hey, little guys, can you hear me?
they do not seem to react.
Let's roll those dice we found earlier.
Now, continuing, if you guys are continuing to kind of look around, you also see lying on the stone floor, outside of the dungeon, kind of scattered around the actual little, like, tiny, minuscule figurines, wooden figurines. You see a green dragon, an ogre, a spider, and a zombie.
I'm gonna put
Justin, if you would like to pull out a green dragon, an ogre, a spider, and a zombie.
I want to put the zombie in the place with them.
I have a zombie.
The eye of the
So this is not like a literal place it on the mat. This is more like which one are you going to use for
dragon.
a circumstance.
Fighter.
Yeah.
So-
Trying to communicate with the adventurers doesn't work. Try this. How about this?
So Kiir takes the zombie
And some type
drops
of
it
spider or monster.
in.
Until he's
Something
done.
55 feet or quadrupedal maybe.
Morg.
So yeah, watching for a few minutes, if you're just kind of watching them, because you're assessing everything, and you pick up the little statues and looking. Keth, watching the adventurers, they make their way through the miniature dungeon. It's not like a crazy long dungeon, so it doesn't take them more than maybe 5 or 6 minutes. They get to the last room. They look around, because it's empty, and they walk through a door on the far side.
She's like, no, he's
And they
not,
open
he's
it and
not,
walk
he's
through the
not.
door, 'cause now they're gone. And then on the opposite end of the room where you first came in, they
start
step
again.
in, and they kind of look around confused, and they continue onward in this almost cyclical path. They don't follow the exact same path, but they just
Alright,
seem to be
yes,
like
okay.
wandering.
So I'll drop the zombie into one of the rooms.
Okay. Do you place it somewhere that they will stumble across it?
Yes.
In their path? Okay.
That's not what's on
Okay.
the light.
So you place the zombie, and they all suddenly react, and it kind of like reacts to them. And there's no volume or anything. You don't hear anything that they do, but they all draw their weapons and charge in and eviscerate the zombie with very little trouble.
I'll drop the
The
spider
figurine crumbles into
in the next room
ash.
past them.
What do you put?
The spider in the next room past them.
Okay, so you put it on the next room in front of them. So they kind of like poke the zombie, and they kind of look at each other and shrug, and they clearly haven't had an encounter yet. So they shrug and they continue, and they open the door, and in the next room is this giant spider. Like, and they all charge in, and they seem to get hurt and wounded over the next minute or so, but they do also kill the spider. Now, kind of a little wounded. You know, one of them kind of does a little medicine check on the other, it would seem. And they kind of like bolster each other. They search the room. They search the corpse. This is all happening over several minutes.
What was the other one? An ogre?
There's an ogre and a green dragon.
Dragon's mine.
Come and drop the ogre in.
Like, I'll just be doing this with the
I'll
figurines.
just kind of put it like the ogre, like kind of like a ways, kind of give him some
Okay.
like breathing room.
Okay, so you place it, and you watch as you place it, and again, as you place it, the figurine. This is the only time that you're actually able to penetrate any type of barrier, right? You actually put it in the relief of the room, and you watch as the figurine, like the others, animates,
Should we make the
steps,
dragon an
and
ogre
then you
fight?
see the
That
ogre
was my.
kind of look around.
If we put the dragon with it, would it fight?
The ogre kind of steps around, kind of
So would I.
slams
Didn't
into the
article.
wall. slamming into one of the doors, and on the several
Yeah.
rooms over, the adventurers seem to react and look around, and they kind of talk to each other in a whisper, and then they start to stealth their way through the rest of the dungeon, slowly making their way towards that ogre.
Here you go, Cal.
Over the next couple
Yeah.
of minutes, they get closer and closer until they finally open the door and see the creature, and they close it, and they talk to each other. And having adventured through this place enough, they flank. They seem to have strategy, and they come around. And,
Look with the dragon in there with
and so
you.
they all bum rush in and charge into the ogre, and this is a devastating battle, and one of them perishes, or at least goes unconscious. And then they're slashing into it, and then again, it's really odd watching this tiny, battle play out. But you guys are just all watching and standing around it in a huddle as they're all slamming and
I
slashing.
look around us. Is anything happening while this is going on?
The room is otherwise
Okay.
unwavering and changed. And then this room only has a door the way you came and on the far end of the wall. But after like 5 minutes of this combat playing out, one is unconscious, and they finally best the ogre. They're now severely wounded.
Drop the dragon
One
in.
of them frantically starts bandaging the unconscious individual, and seems to be like the wizard is frantically throwing bandages around the skull of this fighter that seems to have either perished or is unconscious. What are you going to do anything else? That's what they're doing now. They're recovering quickly.
Huh? Dragon?
They should give us breathing room, but
I like it. We'll get them a little breathing room. They get 3 minutes.
Okay. Over the course of 3 minutes,
Bam!
the fighter is bandaged and stabilized, dragged to the corner of the room, and they seem to be getting ready to take a short rest. They're finally.
I'm gonna give 2.
They're
I'm
finally-
bored.
Drop it in.
They finally settle in, rest, and then
Nice to
suddenly crashing through the ceiling
Crashing
from their
through the-
perspective, slamming down is a green dragon, and it lets out this like ravenous roar, and you see like green mist kind of emitting from its nostrils, and they all just like shrug their shoulders, and at this point they are eviscerated. Like the fight is completely out of them at this point, and they are one by one and one shot. And then the last one, the wizard kind of just shrugs his shoulders as this gout of black mist just eviscerates him until nothing's left but like a rotted skeleton that just collapses.
I feel bad.
jeez.
As the last one
That's live,
perishes.
Jordan.
And by the way, the one that was unconscious gets stepped on as it's asleep.
Oh, that's better.
And
Broken bones.
As that one gets
Shattered.
slammed and it's splattered like a watermelon.
Now, can we move
As the
on?
last one dies, the tiny miniature treasure chest that you tried to open pops open, and you actually hear the sound of it squeak.
Grab it.
Go over to it because it's in a different part of the
I
dungeon.
guess we won.
Go over there and you pull out what is effectively the tiniest little wand.
Sweet.
Yeah, and it's a little wand.
Oh,
I
thank
mean,
It's the size of cherries.
just a little wand.
Guys with this tiny
It's bigger,
wand.
dude.
It's the biggest wand I've ever had.
Dude, that's sad.
Yeah, it's just a tiny little wand. You don't know if it's magical, or if it's a toy, or what.
Plastic!
It's wooden, bitch.
That was fun.
Well, let's keep going now that we watched innocent people die by a dragon.
Okay. Let me check something real quick.
Well, they almost made it. If only God was benevolent.
That's the thing we should have to open a dragon.
They're doing so good until they die.
It's like been fair. I mean, come on.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So
The
yeah,
core
it's
for
this
us is
tiny,
terrible.
it's this tiny little wand that's like seems to be made of like a silver structure substance, and then the tip of it is like a sapphire blue. It's like it's a little smaller than a toothpick, or it's
You have a little thief
yeah,
and dragon.
it's smaller than a toothpick. It's about half the size of a toothpick.
Huzzah!
You try and do something with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lightning
Make an
bolt.
Arcana check
Alright.
with advantage. It's your wizard.
And then he's a sheep.
Wasn't good.
That's what she said.
Oh!
About your little wand.
Oh, get wrecked, noob.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you.
Have acquired the constipation staff.
Toothpick
Here we
of
go.
epic damage.
Here we go.
The wand of shame.
What, scissors?
Maybe.
Scissors are for the weak. He'll use his own sword.
Give it some foldies, and then
Give it a foldy, man.
fold
Fold it up your goldie.
Some
Oldies.
golden folds.
Terry flaps.
I'm a noble. I'm used to doing this.
There you go. It is a wand of magic missiles. It now has 6 charges.
Oh, cool.
As you blast out magic darts from it.
Who'd you hit?
Nobody. The dragon
never
in the
misses.
tomb.
Yeah, it did not miss the wall that it was aimed at.
The wall dodge. Perfectly. Shield. Wall.
So yeah, you now have a tiny little baby, tiny wand of magic missiles. Okay, and like I said, that room you can either backtrack or continue east.
Forward! To the east!
Okay.
Followed by Weast.
Oh, I just saw cat butt. Oh, I looked at it again.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. You were in 14, so you would either continue south or go back
I said we're going east.
the way you want. That would be that way.
We will go through a wall!
So yeah, your call. You want to continue south or go back up here and go
South.
east?
South.
South?
South.
Okay.
It's the mouth.
That
Mr. Sam.
is...
He was a douche.
He didn't like me. I got him into a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yep. Okay. So this room,
Cat booty.
as you all
Better than
enter
looking at
into
cat.
it, you step into this
Open the door.
room, and immediately, completely different than all the other rooms. This is not stone. This is the floor, like completely different. Other than the door, once you open the doorway, you step into what is effectively just a white expanse. Everything in this odd-shaped room is white. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, everything. That is except the 4 doors and a very stressed-looking lady seated at a cheap desk. She's writing furiously on paper, or how about parchment? You know, she's got an inkwell and a quill pen. How's that for immersion? Second after the doors open, she looks up and immediately the room elongates. And now you're 100 feet away from her. It's abstract. The door behind you closes, and all of a sudden you're in a 40 by 100 foot room. She's all the way across the other side behind her desk. At that point, as like I said, the door behind you would slam closed, and the only other doors would appear to be behind her on either
100
side.
feet away.
100 feet away behind her, and she, just a simple, female.
Simple
She
female
quickly,
lawyer.
she's like, leave me alone, I'm very busy, I have to finish writing this part of the dungeon. And she's quickly like scribbling on parchment, and she's not even looking up at you guys.
She just said she has to finish writing the dungeon.
But we already killed that party.
She's like, leave me be, leave me be.
I don't want to bother her or I don't want to go to the door.
Does she look like the barbarian chick statue?
She does not.
Is she
Dumbass
Jessica?
Morty.
Is it Jessica?
Is it Jessica, Morty? Is it?
At least I don't think it is. Doesn't say anything, so I'm gonna say no.
Where is the golden chicken?
She stops writing but doesn't look up, cocks her head, pulls a different piece of paper and writes something down, and then continues on the main piece of paper.
Damn you, she-bitch!
Oh, well.
Her brow furrows at being insulted. She seems to react to that.
Well, I think it's only necessary that we send Strongbow up there to speak to her.
As another woman?
No, somebody angry and scary.
She's like, get out, just go!
The door's gone!
The door's still there, it just closed.
No, I don't believe it. It's gone!
You haven't turned around, so that's fair.
I can only go in one direction.
East!
It's
Our
yours!
door.
Shut
Yes.
up!
There's the one behind us, and then 2.
2 on the opposite side of her, 100 feet away.
Charger, boy.
And this is just a white, expansive room.
Right is tight, so I'll go to the right door.
Okay, so you walk forward, and she's like, no, go back! And she looks up for the first time and points. You walked about 10 feet towards her.
Oh,
Don't worry, she's not pretty.
you said this. You used the door, so I thought you meant like one of those.
Hey, I'm busy, go! Just come back later when I'm actually done.
Oh, okay. I can't say no, so I'll.
No, that's right, he can't.
I'll
So
pick him
good.
up and keep walking forward.
Oh, you want forward? Okay.
Continue forward.
March, boy!
So you start walking forward. Do you all follow suit at this point?
Yep,
Yeah.
going forward.
She's, at this point, you hear her sigh, and it seems to be like supernatural. And at that point, some real crazy shit starts happening.
Oh, good.
So I need, let's start at the left here. Justin, roll a d12 for me.
A D12.
Yes.
No!
Killers.
A
I'm not
D12.
trying to bother you.
12. A 4.
No.
A 4?
Pretty sure I have one of everything.
Okay. So she kind of looks up and she's, after sighing, she's like, and then she stops running and she's like, scratches her head and she shrugs and starts running down. And so a portal beneath you, and you all start to fall. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Thank God a good roll.
I think I just killed my character.
I don't know, feeling dirt.
No,
Well, I got a
I
natural
landed.
20, but now it's a 19.
11.
21.
What do you get?
21.
Okay, so Keth.
Soft 20.
Okay, so only Kiir. You actually are the only one that falls in. As everyone kind of scrambles and jumps away, they push you towards the center inadvertently.
Fuck you, Jerry!
And so you fall through the
You're
black
done.
portal below, and then falling from behind. You guys were only about 15 feet from the door at this point. In front of the door, falling. Taking one point of bludgeoning damage from the 10-foot drop.
7.
You slam, landing on your ass in front of the door.
Well,
Meanwhile, the other you guys are about 15 feet. That one teleports you to the front should you fail. All right. Now at this point, you guys are like, oh, and she looks up and she's like, starts running again. Now, time's it back her. You start running towards her now at this point. Yeah. Roll a d12.
Listen, bitch, I don't have time for this.
Yep.
8.
8
so I'm either the beginning door or the by her door.
behind the beginning door. You're about 15 feet behind, but I'll say you'll be able to catch up with the group since it was that was the first trap. Okay. Target character and each creature. Okay, so it would target you two because you're both kind of together at this point. So I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's bad.
Why the fuck not?
Pretty good. Dexterity saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
19.
19? Okay, and you got 4. Okay, so you, being a good friend, feel the ground beneath you quake, and you throw Keth, who does a somersault. Meanwhile, the ground beneath you splits apart, and you fall, but this time instead of a portal, it's an actual pit trap. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And to climb out of the pit and regain a modicum of dignity, after falling for literally the oldest trick at the Dungeon Master's Guide, you must succeed a DC 10 athletics check.
Oh, that'll be easy.
So go ahead and try that, I guess. And then
12. What is athletics?
yeah.
Magic
17.
missile!
Yeah, you just, it hurt your pride more than your hit points at that point.
But I saved my buddy.
And at this point, you're in the back, but still with the group as Kiir runs just past the hole, actually jumping over it a bit. All right, now roll a d12.
Steps on him.
I'm gonna,
So it's not three.
I'm gonna pause long enough to try to shoot the paper.
Okay, you want to try and aim a called shot? Make
9.
Okay. After this, I'll say make an attack roll.
Okay.
9?
9. I get a good roll. It's not on damage. With the dice I used.
Okay. So she kind of as she's riding, she starts to chuckle and she rides and puts it like a slamming last strike, and all of you hear. Everyone make a Constitution save.
She just farted.
Oh, nat 20. Total 24.
So that's a 4.
19.
That should have been my attack roll.
24.
Okay. And Keth.
17.
Okay.
Con's my thing, man.
Or
I got a 4.
you are poisoned.
Oh, good.
So you're retching at this point. You can't stop dry heaving
She
at
queefs.
this point.
Why did she do it?
So you are poisoned for at least a few rounds, if not longer. You don't know how long that'll last, but you're just wrenching from the stench. Meanwhile, the rest of you are
Magic missile!
stifling it. Okay, yeah. So make an attack roll, and are you shooting at her?
Yes.
Okay, roll your magic.
Okay, 23.
23, and you're trying to shoot the paper.
The paper.
Okay.
Well, it has a 24. Show me.
You just roll
Jay
1d4,
Salad.
right?
What'd you get to hit?
Should we go to
23.
Yeah. Okay. Roll,
No,
roll damage.
They are on 1d4 for all of them, right? So it's just
3d4 plus 3.
8.
okay.
Right.
Piercing.
8 piercing? Okay. So
8. Yeah.
Rather than hitting the paper,
8 magic missile
you
damage.
hit just adjacent the inkwell that she keeps drawing
Sure.
the quill from, and it slams into it, and it almost slides off the table and cracks the bottle. Some starts to leak out, and she just catches it before it falls off. It now has 2 hit points left in the bottle, and she kind of like, huh? And then looks up for the second time, and now
8 damage with a magic missile.
8 damage. So now, in similar fashion, she like gets wrenched, and she starts bleeding from the nose, and she's like, "Oh, you fuckers are dead!" and starts scribbling super frantically. All right, Adabar, roll a d12.
Alright.
So she's hurt, and the inkwell is really damaged.
4.
4?
Let's stick a portal again.
It is. You want to roll again? I don't want repeats. There's so many options. Let's get them all as we can.
12.
12.
That's the scary one, I'm sure.
No, 1 at this.
Your ass is gone. Huh. Similar thing.
Gets his ass
So Weird Pool. I don't know if you ever saw that like season ending, or one of the random ending episodes of Ed, Ed and Eddie, where the ceiling or the sky is falling and they see the static beyond it or whatever.
Yes, I have seen that.
That starts to happen.
Are they seeing
and
us?
Chunks begin to.
Is that Ed and Eddie or is that?
Yeah.
It's the weird abstract where they like go into
Well,
the meta
Gumball
world. They
does
see
that
the
too.
pencils that write everything. It's a weird episode. But yeah, the sky begins to the ceiling of the room begins to crack and fall, and the white chunks fall towards you, and you can see static beyond them. For the next D4 rounds, 5-foot chunks of the ceiling start falling. Each round, a random character is targeted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll re-roll on a 6. 6. Re-roll. 6.
Satan!
So, because
Summon God!
It hits everybody.
Lucifer's interference.
So it hits the woman.
I think that means it hits everyone.
I'm gonna say it hits no one. That's pretty hilarious.
She should have been number 6. She's in the room.
That's pretty funny. So no one is hit or slammed with any of the crashing ceiling. Dude, it's 6.
Kyle, your turn to roll.
Alright, Kiir, roll a d12 for
You
me.
guys attacking it again?
And after, I was gonna say after
Yeah,
his
at this
turn,
point you
can
guys
we-
have,
I want to try the inkwell again. After his
You're
turn.
about 30 to 40 feet
I've
from
already done
We can
6.
write whatever we want
6.
to have.
Yeah.
No, we have not?
Oh, good.
Okay, so yeah,
So,
you're,
did anybody attack?
I did last
at
round.
this point you're about 30 or 40
I know, you
feet from
attacked
her.
again.
So, Kurt, after his roll, can I try the
I
inkwell
say, yeah,
again?
you can strike at this point.
Do you only want one person to do it at a time?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the idea. But
Yeah,
since we had done 2 prior, I let both of them do it. So yeah, so if you want, go ahead and roll your attack roll. Actually.
Okay. We're gonna call that cocked. What do you think, Kenny?
Why don't you have the
If he moves
DN?
it, it's just gonna
Is it
fall.
that one?
Yeah, the purple.
Oh, over here. That's a 13. Yeah, you need a
Okay.
d12. Oh, you're doing the attack on them.
Yeah.
You're
So
I
that'd
was
be
a
a 20.
20
to attack.
That just hits.
11 damage.
Okay. So she finishes writing what she's writing, and then the inkwell is slammed, and she seems like just dumbfounded. Meanwhile, she did write the last thing. So number 6. Okay. Where is that? Okay. So just like the ceiling, which is still crumbling, by the way, now the ground begins to rupture and fractal, and you guys kind of scatter out. But from all the cracks, instead of like things falling apart, ants begin to crawl out of the
Ew.
holes. And
big
a
ants,
random
regular
character. 3. 1, 2, 3. Meatface. Make a dexterity saving throw.
It's 1 million ants.
And it's like a
17.
There's like a dozen ants here, a dozen ants there. 17.
And don't you need to roll for the sky again?
I will, yes. Okay, so you don't accidentally crush any of the ants.
Okay.
Meaning that 999,995 ants do not come out of the cracks and assault you.
God.
So that's awesome.
And just so you know, I lose a negative to Dex. Yes.
Meanwhile,
Really
from
good
the
AC
sky, 4, so that would be Adabar, make a dexterity saving throw from the ceiling falling.
roll. You might be dead.
As in that one.
And that one, and that was the falling ceiling. How much damage did it do? D6. Let's count. 2.
Yay!
2 points
so
of bludgeoning
alive!
damage. So from here, there's the the weird. It feels like heavy stone, but it's just this white, ethereal-looking substance slams into you, and you kind of you see the stars and whatnot, and then but from that point, the inkwell is destroyed, and so slowly but surely, as you guys approach, I'm gonna say, because you broke it, that the crumbling slows, the ants recede back into the cracks, and she just like slumps back in her chair looking at this scattered inkwell.
Let me run by and attack her!
Did you kill my brother?
She's just taking like deep breath.
Yeah, golden
Let
chicken!
me see what happens here.
Jump slap!
So breaking the inkwell. Okay.
Did we do something defying the book?
No, the inkwell is one of the stopping points.
Oh,
I'm just seeing what it is because there's multiple ways. Okay. So yeah,
I was gonna
she's
kill her and take the ink while we write with
she's
her.
just kind of looking at it
A chest of
dumbfounded.
ears.
She's
She's
like-
get this all gold.
She doesn't even look at you. What did you ask?
Did you kill my brother? And like I'm super close, arrow pull.
Mm-hmm.
And then have great axe, jump her at
She
all.
looks up and
Oh my God.
she's like
Please.
she's a blonde haired woman. She's like, who's your brother? And she starts looking through her
I'm
notes.
gonna make an intimidation.
Go for it.
And like fire right next to her.
Okay.
And Robert wanted to cut her head off while this was happening. So.
I feel like that's appropriate.
Ooh, natural 20, but that goes down to a 19.
Okay,
For
yeah.
intimidation?
Yes.
So she's definitely like, she grabs her notes and she's like
Actually doesn't make
You know,
sense.
shaking a bit. You know.
Yes, it does.
Your charisma's bad.
No, it's charisma's a 10. So why is it a -1?
I have a -1 athletics.
Because it's on there. That's what it is, okay?
Anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
That is on.
All mine are correct.
She's like, I don't think so. Who's your brother? And she's like, you slam the arrow like into it next to her hand. She's like looking through her other parchment journal and she's like flipping through it. And it's like, which NPC's your brother again? Like flipping through the book frantically.
It just says vengeance for my brother's murder.
I'm making it up just as you are. But no, she's like, I don't. Are you doing anything else while she's like looking through her notes?
Were you gonna do
I
something?
want to behead her.
Go
Really?
ahead.
Yeah.
Go make an attack
Yeah.
roll.
Just do it. And that.
Terrible. Terrible. An 8.
8 misses. So she's
She's right into that desk!
She's like, maybe it's in the drawer.
Even with the distraction, the distraction.
Roll an
of being-
intimidation check.
I was gonna say, even with the distraction of being intimidated.
17.
This will work in your favor. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, now she's doubly intimidated. And she just kind of like throws the papers aside, and she's like, "Look, okay, just hold on. And at this point, the room begins to descend back into its normal dimensions.
I don't like ants!
That it was, and someone else make a third intimidation check. Sure. At this point,
Morty, no.
as this point, you guys as a group are pretty.
Well, that's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Okay.
Ardenardar, do you want to do it? Nope. Cal beat you to it.
15.
Is this one?
Is it a 15, Tuck?
Nope, it's 14. Because mine is a -1. 14.
14, yeah. So she's like, she throws her papers aside and she's like, you know what? I don't know. And honestly, the work-life balance around here really needs to change. And she gets up from her table and she runs.
Shit! I'm gonna chase her down!
and she runs through one of the doorways. But as she crests past it, she evaporates. But the door is open. And the door on the opposite side from where you came and that door also swing open.
Hey, she escaped.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will destroy that desk.
So now there are actually 3 directions. So
Am I taking all of her
there's
papers?
2 directions south and 1 direction east. Looking over her papers, they seem to have.
I just mentioned the golden chicken.
Yeah, looking
She
over
wrote
them. Make
the
an
golden-
investigation check.
Okay, 18. Investigation. Just 18. No bonus.
18.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Looking over the
I
papers,
was expecting a negative.
you
bonus.
find scrambled notes, and looking over them, they are all written in common, and they seem to be of things that you have done so far.
Sweet. So mention somebody getting almost killed.
Vague descriptors of the room, and then outcomes of what you guys did. And then you find, because of your higher roll, you find another secondary paper that just has golden chicken, ? Maybe, written on it.
Oh, he's gonna see him pocket that.
Can I? Is it like just a table desk like this, or is it like a desk?
I believe it's an actual desk. They had a couple drawers.
I take out my ink pen.
But it seems to be full of quills, empty ink quills,
Can I try to like
and blank papers.
scoop some of that ink into a well?
Yep. So,
And
okay, so yeah, doing that, you gather the remnants of the ink onto a quill, and you write it on one of the papers, and nothing. Even though the ink is on there, your act of writing doesn't leave any mark.
Gold.
What if
Well,
I take
actually,
out
what
my
he wrote was
ink pen
Jessica. I
and
love
ink
Jessica.
and try to write on
Even
it?
with your
Makes
own
sense.
ink, nothing writes on this paper. Neat.
Can
Don't
I
worry,
rip the
I
paper?
saved the important paper.
Oh.
The golden chicken.
And I burn the desk!
A small, tiny fireball ember slowly grows over the next 5 minutes to envelop the whole desk.
Bring one of the doors, you girls.
So yeah, there
It's
are,
your pick.
There
there are 2 southern directions and 1 eastern, or you
Let's
can
go
back,
eastern.
or back.
I'll just gently rub one.
Which one she go through?
Eastern.
She would have went through.
None of your damn business. That's who.
She might have actually just summoned her own fucking door.
She's pretty dope.
She's pretty wild.
I heard her.
So she's a sorcerer.
No, it's
Yeah,
bad.
for the sake of not like feeding you. Oh, maybe she went this way. No, she just kind of evaporated in an adjacent new door.
But
And
she didn't open
that,
up to
that
the nature
then
side.
went away. So yeah, there's no
She's a
guide.
new type.
There's no guiding source there.
I got it.
I know. Chris got it too. I've seen it in his eyes.
No, he's a cyber new type. Sorry, Chris.
So he's gonna die.
No, but he can live.
So, with that,
I'll have to look that up later.
Now, let's see.
there are
Keep going
two
in,
southern
folks.
and eastern. The eastern one from above that you didn't transpire.
Well, I chose us into this,
Oh, and you never went into that one.
but we saw it.
No, you saw the hallway.
Yeah, he's right.
Okay. Or yeah, let's do like that. Okay. So which direction you feeling?
Well, I chose into the vortex room of white. So who's choosing the next one?
I feel southern towards us.
the right door, south.
Okay.
East!
That's west.
Effectively
Get
southwest. Yeah. Okay. Going through that room, it connects. It's a small room. It's a small hallway that connects into another smaller room. Oh yeah, I see here.
I rolled a giant.
Okay. Yeah. So you crest down this direction
Into room 6.
into room 9.
Sure. 6 2.
And it's a pantry. The hall. You go into the hallway, and then room 9 itself is effectively a pantry. Let me read the excerpt here. So yeah, you open the room, and it's a dark room, and it's check this room out. It's a little pantry. Why a pantry? Because monsters have to eat, and believe it or not, the creatures that dwell in this dungeon exist even when you chumps aren't parading through their shit. This room reeks of vinegar. The shelves line the walls on either side of you, and they contain these oversized pickle jars, which probably accounts for the stink that I just mentioned. Most of the jars are filled with just brine, but a dozen still contain these enormous pickles that are nearly 2 feet long. The jars are wider than the shelves, so they stick out a little bit over the edge. And there's this 10-foot ladder that blocks the middle of the pantry, leaning against the upper part of the shelves. So, effectively, it's a tight squeeze through the middle, with shelves on either side of you, with pickle jars that are a little too big for the shelves that they're on, so the edges are actually sticking off the shelf floor. And there's multiple rows of them. And there's a ladder that's leaning in the middle of the room, so that it's another obstacle in your path. So, moving through this room, for anyone medium or larger, you're half-orc, so yeah, everyone's medium creature. So you have to make an acrobatics check just to kind of like get through here without, jostling shelves and whatnot.
Well, we're doomed.
I was gonna try to open up one of the pickle jars and see if I can't get me a pickle.
You want pickle?
A pickle ring.
Yeah, pretty sure that's in
Yeah, big, thick pickle.
I'm gonna grab one
If
of them
not,
pickle
then I won't
jars.
worry about it.
here. No, that's definitely a thing. Let me
Okay.
find it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So yeah, you pick up like the closest one. There's, like I said, most of these are brine, like just the green kind of brine liquid. But about what did I say, a dozen or so, 2 dozen? Yeah, about a little bit over a dozen have these like 2 feet long pickles in them. So you go in a bit, about 5 feet or 5-6 feet in, cresting. You're smaller, so you pull off the shelf this kind of thicker, wider jar, and it's got like. It would probably have like a cork stopper, right? Like a big, thick cork stopper.
Okay, cool.
And so it's like, and it's, no.
Slime.
Let me make sure.
I got reincarnated as a slime. But not
Hey,
cool.
remember those small guys you guys threw a dragon on? We're here and we're pissed.
Okay.
We will pickle a soul.
Now we're above you and you're in a small dungeon.
Okay.
How does that feel now?
Let me find it on here so I don't keep.
Stretch, because I
Sounds like
can't.
they're pretty pissed off at us. Check
They don't know
what
that,
you're
Justin.
doing.
Don't tell them that.
I think they figured it out, Kyle.
No, they did.
This is really interesting to me because I hate pickles, and I'm making my character eat a pickle.
Everybody loves pickles, Kenny. Pickles are the best.
They're not
Ah.
gonna
Oh, okay. I
There's
was
certain
reading.
pickles
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
enjoy.
Okay. So
Sweet
you.
bread and butter pickles are both
It's kind
gross.
of, it's kind of a thick, heavy stopper, and these are kind of all a little dusty, so it takes you a
Bread and
minute.
butter pickers are good.
Ugh.
It takes you a minute to
It's not like sweet
bread and butter
pickles.
pickers.
to unstop it, right? And like I said, the scent of vinegar is really strong in this room, and you kind of thunk, finally unclasp it, right? And you reach your hand into the pickle jar to grab it.
I'm feeling you're not
It's just a
gonna be
brine. It feels normal. And then you grab the pickle, and suddenly eyes and mouth sprout from it. Fanged
Lord.
teeth shoot
Mimic
out
pickle!
from it. Arms and legs lay out and grab you,
It's pickle
and
dip. I mean, pickle dip.
biting into your hand
Great axe time.
with a
You
You
got
don't need
pickle
that
bit.
hand.
13.
Never eat pickles again, Kenny.
To hit.
13 to hit. That hits? Okay, so you take
29.
So much damage.
No more than 5, please.
4 piercing damage.
Oh.
D4 plus 1.
Don't worry, you have a potion, remember?
Yeah, I do.
He does.
And you yell.
Choke
yeah, you're
him!
like, shatter the glass, and then
6 more pickles again.
no, he shatters it on the wall next to him. Yeah, okay. So you shatter that, and I'll say as part of that, the pickle falls off of your arm. You're bleeding down from the 2 giant bite marks on the back of your hand.
I wonder if you were delicious.
Like fanged
Yes.
bite marks.
I've tasted
and then at that point, you guys all watch.
That's the
Keth,
pickle
roll a
alliance?
roll a d4.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna turn into a pickle. A were pickle. A D4?
We call them diggles.
A
Wait.
wickle.
A
A
diggle.
werkle? Werkle?
He's a black security.
It's called the
guard.
wiggles.
I did a lick.
3
3.
in the D4.
You watch as in 3 other jars,
At least they're stuck in
and
the
they-
jar.
their heads start slamming into the jars towards you, and slowly like,
They're gonna break the
and the
jars!
jars are slowly going off
Everybody
the
hold the
shelves.
jars up!
At this point, what are you gonna do?
Intimidation. Don't make me wear you like I did these guys.
Roll an intimidation check with disadvantage. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
They're pickles.
You're bleeding from one of the wounds of them, and you're Morty.
And
And you're Morty.
Morty.
That's one of
He
the-
makes a fair point.
You knock it off.
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Intimidation.
I'm gonna watch someone make pickles.
13.
Thanks a lot, Kenny.
You're welcome.
13 on that. Nope.
No, they almost don't have the capacity to be intimidated, actually, it seems. They seem very monstrous. Biting at their jars. They haven't sprouted arms and legs like the one like next to you has, which is now getting up, by the way. It's about 2 feet tall. Let's roll initiative. Because it seems like at the end of this current round, which we're about to start, those jars are going to fall from the shelves.
I got a good roll.
I didn't.
All
Although I'll say this, I can never make a 20.
Anyone above the 20?
Nope.
No?
Don't seem like anybody's saying anything.
And you feel her.
And 15 to 20?
18, yeah.
16.
I can never roll good initiative.
16, 10 to 15.
12.
Got it.
10. No.
He's telling you his number.
So,
10. My number was 10. Joseph.
and
No,
then
and you still beat me.
And then Ari had a 5.
9.
Okay, Meatface, you're up. About 10 feet, you know, again, this is a pantry, so really you're squished for time, or squished for space, so melee options are going to be a bit more difficult. But I'll say 2 people can be in melee with this pickle that's standing. One is Keth.
I'll go right up there next to him.
You're up now. This is at the front, near, and just on the inside of the doorway.
And swing! 13. That's fine.
Actually,
Makes it an
let's
18.
get something more silly. Okay. What do you got?
18 to hit.
18 hits.
By my 12. Finally be good to me. 10 damage.
10 damage? Yeah, so with that,
Take that axe, lick
splattering its green
a good
brine kind of everywhere. Its limbs kind of scatter across. I mean, it was like slashing into a pickle.
Like I said, lick that axe. Good pickle.
Other than the hard substance of its eyes and teeth, you sunder it and it is now split. Meanwhile, the 3 other jars slamming into their
For some reason, they seem hungrier.
into their jars. All right, that's your turn.
Yep.
That was Meatface. Keth, you're up. Roll a d20. Or, sorry. Roll percentile dice. So 2d10, one with the digit, double digits, one without.
Wow, it's like the only dice I don't keep on hand.
No, they have some because I didn't think it says right here.
You need more Chris has one. Even nearby.
So 1 regular and 1.
One with double digits. Yeah, you're rolling a d100 basically. I need your total number.
Okay.
So the double digits first.
That is a 40 and a 1.
Okay, so 41. Okay.
Oh.
So you
Getting
you resist a sudden effect that feels to kind of permeate a curse that these
Probably was gonna pickle you.
these pickles seem to possess.
Hey.
That's so.
Give her a bite.
Uh,
That's what she's saying.
She's having
Okay.
some fierce deity for
So
that.
yeah, that's your turn. Or no, that's your pre-turn. Now it's your actual turn. Something doesn't happen. You feel the wound kind of seep. The blood kind of curdles.
Look
a
at her
bit.
shaking her tail, dude. She's
Resist
like,
maybe
I'm
whatever
cute.
dark corruption they had.
Health potion?
Yep. Bonus action to drink.
Okay. So I'll take that.
Okay.
I don't remember what you said it was.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
2d4.
That is a minor, I believe.
How much health do you have?
Low enough he needs a help.
I think he has 1 hit point left.
I don't know. How many health total?
10.
Oh, okay.
Enough to take
Because
a
if you get a 6, essentially you're back at full health.
There's a day 4 right there.
What was it? 2d4?
2d4 plus 2.
The diamond.
2, 5, 7.
Yeah, 8.
So
Kinda where you
yeah,
want.
you now are at 8. Okay.
Rarf?
I know, baby.
I know she's wagging her tail too. She's like, I'm so adorable. Look at me. Look at me, kitty.
She's like, I know you play Rick and Morty.
So.
I guess I'll ready my action until one of the pickles get free.
Okay, I was gonna say your options are basically to do that. They're about the closest one is about 7 feet in. To get up to the jars, you have to make the acrobatics check to not jostle other ones to get up close to it. And then at
Dang it,
that
I'm
point,
not
you can
doing
actually
that.
grab the jar, or you can wait till they slam down and then react.
Yeah, I'll wait until they say
Okay.
that and then I'll.
That's your turn.
Yeah.
All right. It is now the lycanthrope pickles' turns.
What's it called?
And
Lickles, as they're known.
Lickles.
Lickle
And
the
they
pickle.
are. I don't see a limit. Okay, yeah. So the 3 shatter their jars, falling from the shelves. Meanwhile, okay, just one other one reacts to the sound from a higher up shelf now.
Oh,
3 that slammed spend their entire turn.
Never thought I'd have to say my
transforming
pickles.
into the full sprouting arms and legs. Actually, let me make sure to see how much that takes their turn.
Do they take damage?
They do.
Now the water made up soft.
And proceed to chase and attack non-pickles in the room. Okay, so they can move and stuff on the turn.
What's the pickle look like here?
They're about 2 feet long. Yeah, like here's the room.
Yeah, they're pickle rigs.
The pantel, the pantry.
As long as they don't know how to make weaponry out of, dead mice and everything like that.
They're way too big for that.
Or lasers and out of batteries.
So yeah,
and
they
guns and stuff.
run towards. I'm gonna say, go ahead and get your free attack on one that comes towards you. One's gonna actually the two because you're the only one in the room. 2 are gonna go towards.
How heavy would you
Meatface.
say these guys are? Like 10 pounds?
Heavy, like a pickle. So probably 2 feet. So they're extra big with arms and legs. Like 4 pounds.
Cool. Machan can pick up 4 pounds, right?
12.
You can't interact with creatures though. Only
that's right,
objects, I believe. You get
12 to hit.
12 to hit. That does not hit. Just misses.
Shit.
So they're kind of like nimbly like sidestep the slash. They're like the tiniest little Cybermen.
Oh god, they're gonna leash on us
Do I
and
get
explode!
advantage or anything because he's nearby?
No, if you hit,
No.
you would have done extra damage.
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack with an ally, Jason. Meanwhile, so first swing at you that gets up to you. Yeah, that's an 8 miss. First one against you now runs between his legs, and they both start to try to bite your ankles, Meatface. That's a 16, so that is a 19 total, and a 2. So 5 total. So 1 hits with a d4. D4. 3 plus 1, 4 points of piercing damage. And now you have 2 ankle-biting lycanthropickles biting towards you. That's their turn.
Lickles.
Eredar.
Okay. So there's evil pickles near them, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You can't step into the room, but you have a range. You have a bow or something, right?
Lilac.
Yeah, I'll say from the hallway,
Yeah,
you'll be able to.
sneak.
You can get a shot off.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak attack shoot the one that's biting his ankles.
Okay, go for it.
Eredar,
Don't hit bug wing.
17 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah.
Wow! Snake eyes.
5 damage.
5 damage. That's enough. So the one that had actually bit into you, as it's still kind of like
Head chop
locked
out my
in, it
arrow.
just splatters, and only the teeth remain.
I did that.
Only the teeth remain, and you kind of pull those out of the wound. The rest of it is just splayed.
You just had to have a pickle, Morty.
Green pickled mass.
Oh, I was hungry.
Okay, that's Eredar.
He's a growing
Kiir.
boy!
You're up.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll use my raw magic missile.
Are you marking off the charges?
Yeah, I got 3 there.
Cool. Shooting at the other one on Meatface?
Yeah.
Is 1 charge 3 missiles?
Yeah.
So I'll put 2 on. There's 2 left, right?
Yeah, there's 1 on each of them.
Okay, so that's 3.
Two darts on.
Plus 1 in it. 4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you add 1 to each dart.
So 4, and then one of them will get hit. The other one will get hit by 4 plus 1, so 5.
Okay, so that one's done.
And then the other one, the one I already hit, with another 4.
Yeah, so
8
both
on-
of them with arcane precision as you're gonna like slam me down
with my toothpick wand.
Those are again splayed in a
Like a
blue
toothpick,
green,
toothpick.
almost like a minty fresh blast blaze out.
Mint berry crunch.
It's more like mint
Yummy.
vinegar
Mint
crunch. It's not nearly as pleasant.
What if our characters like vinegar?
But now those are all destroyed, and there's only one that's on a shelf, kind of and trying to get off the shelf. All right, Ari.
So there's only one on
There's
the shelf.
one on the shelf.
That you know is a waste.
So I guess I'll go ahead and try to.
So you can. Well, yeah, I guess you can shoot through the glass. You're an,
Sword.
Yeah.
you're an archer. Go for it.
Yeah,
I'll give it.
Archers
I'll give it
win.
half cover.
14.
14 with half cover misses.
Okay.
So
She breaks the glass.
no, that would be a hindrance to you, kind of. So I'll just say it slams and actually like slams through the glass. The glass doesn't shatter, just like a precision deadbolt, circle,
Yeah.
but just missing.
Some of the liquid
And it
starts-
kind of starts spewing the liquid, and the thing bites at the arrow for a second before headbutting the glass again. It's a smart move, but just under the mark. Meatface, back to the top. It is too far in to get into
Javelin!
it without a javelin would be pretty unwieldy.
No, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, but you would break it and then 3 other ones.
No, I'll just prepare my weapon when it runs up to try to attack.
Okay. And Keth.
Can you get like underneath where the jar is? So when
Nobody
it falls,
wants to
it's
be in
like,
that.
Couldn't you just pick up the jar?
If you make an acrobatics check to not jostle any other ones, you can then get under it and catch it, and then you can just set it down and it wouldn't be able to do anything.
Oh. Yeah.
But if
If
you
you
fail it,
fail-
if you make a bad acrobatics check, you might knock a different jar off the shelf,
But consider a few more.
which isn't guaranteed to be a pickle jar, but
But they're all pickle jars.
Yeah,
There's
that's
not all
the-
pickles
yeah.
in the jar.
That's,
correct.
There's not all liquids in the
Let's go
jar.
Try it.
with that.
Alright, make an acrobatics check as you're kind of shuffling between the shelves here.
Okay.
16 plus acrobatics, 16, soft 20.
Oh yeah. So you don't even jostle any, so you don't wake up any other pickles at all.
Who wants this?
And at this point, you're now
guy?
underneath it, and it's its turn next. So I'll say at that point, you catch the jar, and you place it down, and now it's like and it can't do anything.
Since there's like cabinets, can I like open a cabinet and kind of like put 'em in
There
there
are
and,
like little barrels and stuff. I'd say you could put it in one of those. Yeah. Yeah. And you didn't. It didn't break the jar, so I guess others wouldn't be alerted. That's true. Yeah. So at the moment, combat is done. However, if you're going to all move south and go to the door on the opposite side,
Can I like grab like a severed pickle like that was dead and it's kind of like crunch?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you pick it up,
How's it taste?
Every pickle.
like a really juicy
Delicious.
pickle. Yeah, pretty good. It's very briny. It's very
Now make a save.
It's very raw and fresh. Meatface. Roll a percentile dice for me.
80% on it.
Someone just farted.
That's probably you.
Curtis.
It was not me.
I saw you shift real heavily.
That
there.
did
that
at
was-
the
that was
time.
me.
That was pretty
Hey.
funny.
No, not that dice. Where's my?
The timing on that was just impeccable because Curtis was like, he
I
was
did
like
move. I
mid-shift,
did move.
and it's like, brrr.
72.
72. Okay,
Ugh.
so close, but not to the mark. So you too feel kind of a curdling of the blood from the wound on your ankle. You kind of brush it away, and the numbness goes away, and you resist whatever cursing effect might have been there.
There she is in the
I
front.
figured if I would have bit the pickle back, it would have canceled.
Well, I don't think you guys will be crossing that room first.
So yeah, with that, the room is silent. There are about, what you get, 4, so there's at least 8 other large pickles in jars that are just stationary. They don't
I'm a
seem,
little away from the door.
they don't
man.
have
I
any
am not
indication that they would
Dectus.
come to life at all. They seem like normal pickles.
Yeah, I guess I'll check the next door since I made it through.
Yeah, you did make the check. So yeah, I'd say you can get to the other door and you open it up, and it goes to another hallway that goes about 20 feet south. And then, oh, that doesn't actually go to a door. You actually be able to see where it goes when you. Is it 13? Yeah. Okay. So you have to get closer to make out more detail, but you can see to the south. Of this room. I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, going down south of 9, you would see that 13 is an open area, and it has this massive pit that is majority of the floor, and it drops down. You can't see from where you are, because you're waiting for the party. You can't actually see what may be down there or how deep it is. But you can see that there's a pit, and then that the outside walkway, the like 4-foot, 5-foot path around the pit, goes off in 2 directions. One to a door and the other to a hallway. At this point, you are on the only one on the opposite side of the pantry.
What kind of scan the area for any like traps?
Okay, make an investigation check or a perception check.
10.
10.
Yes.
There's definitely no traps in this hallway. Do you actually go up to the pit? Or are you kind of breaking off from the group a bit?
Yes.
I can try to get up with him.
Yes.
Acrobatics are under the ladder.
Correct.
So that's like a 28.
Oh yeah, then you're fine. Because you kind of have to walk sideways between the shelves, and you dip under without knocking the ones behind you, and you make it to the other side. Nimbly, very nimbly and skillfully.
Who wants to see this nimble bastard?
I
It's
do.
negative.
Are you also?
Let's see what you're seeing up there.
I didn't know how to do that check.
And you also see what I said. You see the pit, and it goes off in 2 directions. But you guys
Oh.
haven't actually approached the pit yet.
Wizard, you going across?
No, I'm gonna stay on this side with you until you go across.
Yeah. Do you want to check one of the other doors?
Seems safer for me.
You wanna go down the pit?
You want only, I guess it's only like 15 feet across. So you're not yelling at each other.
Hey, you guys!
I mean, I can go either way.
Don't worry about me.
Let's
Do
do
you?
Don't worry about you. Be me.
You never know if you make it across. And that way, if you hit something, one will be running that direction. You guys can and then if one runs this direction, we get to still attack it. So good luck.
Pickle Bick.
So yeah, I'm not wanting to go across the roof.
I might
So
just walk over to the pit and just look down and see if there's anything in it.
Okay. Are you going with him?
Oh, I'll keep an eye on him, but I won't.
Step behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. Push him. Abadar, as you approach the pit, you see that
It's very pit-like.
beyond the edge of the walkway, kind of like walking up to like a cliff. You know how you kind of do that like slanted approach. You can see that it is a nasty 20-foot deep pit. Evidently a trap that has succeeded at its purpose, because in the pit is an attractive young woman in wizard's robes, and she is impaled on a nasty-looking spike at the bottom and is gasping for breath.
Good thing I didn't look.
And you're kind of like looking at it, and if that's an illusion, it's a damn well convincing one.
Well,
weird that
keep
you
doing.
stated that.
Weird that they wrote that.
And he jumps to save her.
I guess I'll
Well, there's either
go ahead and make
illusion
my
or
acrobatics.
there's going to be a body down there.
So you yell that back to them?
Yeah.
Okay. She reacts to hearing a voice. She's kind of like looking at, the wound. And she hears the voice and kind of looks up, and I would say, if you're on the edge, she would see you, and she would call out, "Please, help me."
Morty, save him, Morty!
I don't know. That's pretty
Correction.
It sounds
Turn
like
to
she's
the
got
body.
some lung damage. Hashtag oops.
Hashtag.
Did the cat just get a chicken?
Yeah.
You should probably close that.
Somebody gonna go get the chicken from her?
Yeah, I'll stop her.
Who got the chicken last and close it?
It was not me.
Justin.
No, I haven't walked over there.
Liar.
Well, I haven't eaten the chicken.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and make my
But if anybody wants cat chicken,
Acrobatics.
it's
Go
okay.
for it. Acrobatics check.
She was just carrying her with her teeth.
19 plus 3.
Yep. So in similar fashion to Abadar, you nimbly
Your turn.
Not a chance.
skulk
for the pants.
past the shelves, and the daunting scent of vinegar crests behind you now. And you are on the other side with Keth, and then...
How many jars of pickles are left?
Oh, there's like several dozen, but only about 8 of them actually have large pickles in them.
So, from this side of the pit, can we see the other door over here?
No.
From here to that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see a door there, and I would say you can just look this way and see a hallway that goes to another doorway.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
All the doors have the same wooden...
There's another door.
Help! Please!
What?
It's just an almost corpse.
14 to get through the door acrobatically.
14? Yeah.
You
then
vile
you crashed the hall.
penis.
Because you're a bitch.
Okay.
Feet head.
It's nose mouth. I mean, head face.
So as you
Meat
crest,
face.
you get about halfway through, and you jostle. You're going under the ladder. You jostle the jar behind you, and in it you turn and you see. You are right next to it, though. Make another acrobatics check to react before it can get off the shelf.
6.
6. So yeah, you're like, oh shit, no, and it goes shattering on the ground. It quickly only one leg and arm sprout out before it makes a melee attack at you. Because as part of it falling, it does get that's an natural 20.
That's a hit. By a large amount.
D4 doubled. 4 doubled. Holy shit.
I'm
So
down.
that is 9 points total.
Because I had 7.
And as Kier's unconscious body slams into the ladder.
I'm gonna run! I'm gonna shut the door! I'm gonna shut the door!
Fortunately, it doesn't shatter any jars, but Kiir, roll a d4. 1. So a second jar is now hit by the ladder's tip at the top, and is like
I said, I'm closing my door.
So you step back.
Can I go ahead and fire at the one that just hit the ground?
Yeah, because it got him. It used its turn on him, so yeah, I'll say it's definitely you can bring
Okay, 24.
That hits.
4 damage.
4 damage, I believe, is just enough. Let me check.
Is it lower max?
Yes.
8 is
4.
my max. I was at 7.
4 damage does, in fact, kill the one that downed your companion, and it splays green goo all over his unconscious body.
She gooed him, man. Gooed him good.
You didn't goo back.
And
So
now,
I know there's another door
at
that
this
leads
point,
over.
it's one on top. You were at the pit. You were in the middle. You could throw a dagger at disadvantage if you wanted to try and get it before it fell onto him.
Yeah, I'll try.
Because you heard from a door closing.
Okay.
Go blow yourself. I'll go through him.
Disadvantage. This is difficult.
Okay, 14 plus 4 is 18.
Mm-hmm.
To hit the jar.
Oh yeah, that hits. That works. Go ahead and roll damage.
Would it be aware of him?
I mean, it's aware. It's not surprise. It's aware that it's conscious and like. So it's. But yeah, even with disadvantage, that's a damn good roll.
4 plus 2 is 6.
Yeah. So before the jar can fall and slam into you, shattering on your skull, Keth definitely throws a dagger, kind of using the torquing spin to curve it into the pantry, slamming not just through the jar, but into the face of the lycanthropickle, splaying it into the jar and actually pushing the jar back into position.
Do you have another potion?
Granted, the jar is now, in that, or the knife is now in the jar.
I'm gonna,
So you are down
Another
at,
push was-
you're down a dagger.
Open up the door, peek in now.
You see well, no, you're not that bloody. It was just one really deadly Achilles heel bite.
yeah, literally, right on the nipple. Really got me.
So you
weak
see
nipples.
him face down, or no, he fell backwards,
Face up.
slamming in. So yeah, face up, covered in pickle juice.
Who's the bitch?
I feel like he's kind of like
You.
plopped on the ladder.
And well, he's like slumped over, and now a stream of pickle juice is like falling from the top shelf that Keth slammed, drenching.
So you guys think it's my turn to crawl through now?
Can I like try to help get him out of that?
Yeah, use your action. So at this point, you now break the distance, and you're at the door of the pantry. What are you doing meanwhile?
Going through.
To get across or help
Get across.
get him?
Fuck him.
Okay. So what was your acrobatics?
15.
15 is exactly what you need. So,
Oh wow.
so you just, fortunately with the ladder a little bit out of the way now, makes it just easier enough that you get across. Stepping over the, soon-to-be corpse. Now you can make a death save, and you can make an acrobatic check to get back over to
11.
Kiir. Okay, so one success.
See, 11 plus 4 is 15.
15. That's good. So that's what you need. So you get across back into the middle of the room, of the pantry room, and you're now standing over Kiir. What do you want to do?
Teabag.
Medicine check? Or do you have a potion? Or
I used my one potion. He's got the other one.
Okay.
I guess I'll medicine check. See if I can,
Stabilize.
Go for
this
it.
baby.
Medicine check.
Six plus 0. 6.
Yeah, so right now it doesn't seem to be enough. Kiir was the one that helped you last time.
Right.
Oh,
Nat 20!
2 saves.
Never mind. That's something you did. Somehow,
It is the
somehow,
pickle juice.
somehow frustratingly
single
throwing the
Disney
bandages
Kiir.
away
All
brought
he
him
said
back.
was, "Dad, wake up, Mom's leaving you."
So he wakes up with one hit
You can't
point,
leave me!
and as he blinks, I need you to make a roll of percentile dice.
Do you need some? I guess.
No, I have dice.
I do too. I just never thought I'd use a percentile.
I was there with me.
Ow, look at that.
69. Oh, that is a 6.
So
Rick has something to
he
say
brushes
about
off he
that?
brushes off the curse, and as Kiir comes to consciousness and looks at you, he just says, "Nice."
I love your mother, Morty.
And you now have 1 hit point.
Yay!
I'm on the other side now.
Correct.
Doing this.
Now,
Haha.
sculpt your make your acrobatics checks with advantage to get the other half across.
16.
Good.
17 plus.
Oh yeah. Okay.
4.
So both of you now sculpt the last half, the last 10 feet out of the pantry, and now everyone of the party is past the southern exit of the pantry.
Meatface did it.
You can look over down the hallway and you see on
Good.
our
That woman?
yeah. So in the meantime,
over
while
there.
they've been frantically doing this, have you done anything with the individual in the pit?
Maybe like lower rope or something.
Shot.
It is
arrows
20
at
feet.
her.
It's 20 feet deep, and the bottom has like 7 or 8 large metal spikes.
He's just doing this. It puts the lotion on the scale.
Or it gets the hose again.
Now just walk.
Pour your health potion on her.
Creepy.
Spit on her.
Okay. Yeah. So like
Why do you?
3 to 4 minutes go by, and you just kind of watch as she's in a kind of
Dying.
stable agony.
I mean, she's got a spike through her, so.
Correct. She doesn't seem to, I mean, she's gonna
What's your
eventually
alignment,
die, but
man?
she's like in a
Yeah.
perpetual pain state right now.
I guess
I don't know, it's fun.
See.
Hold on. Yeah,
He
she's,
faces here,
she's
the
definitely
wizard
gonna
is
need
clear.
some type of medical assistance, that's for sure.
Let's try to get her out with. Anybody got rope?
Yeah, I got 50 feet of.
And she's, at this point,
I got 50
several times while you're watching her, she's like, please, please, I'm begging you, I'm going to die. Why are you just standing there?
Whereas mentally just thinking,
Puzzle
should I shoot her or should I just keep staring at her? Yeah, just keep staring at her.
I wonder if I should wear a question mark shirt.
Correct. It is not
Puma
the same.
shirt, panther shirt. Puma shirt.
She has black
panther
hair.
shirt.
This woman has black hair and mage's robes.
It's my master, who I've never met.
She's fairly attractive,
I really
but
don't think we
you
should-
know.
I can't say that
I
for the girls.
really don't think we should.
So I
So you
will-
hear
Should
that,
what?
and she's like, please.
Go for a...
Yep.
Oh, finally, she sees a second person. Oh, thank God. Please help me.
And then I'll walk up looking, you super.
Your deaf friend didn't understand.
Yeah, he's
Puma shirt, panther
panther.
shirt.
I think I have the movement.
So-
50 feet of rope. I guess
Yeah,
I'll-
so you can find, I'd say in the stone, you can secure it to like a hook in your adventurer's pack or something.
Pull yourself up.
I have 10 pipes.
Oh, they're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that
Yeah,
out.
that's effectively the same
And I push you down the hole.
to some degree, I think.
Puma shirt, panther
Like,
shirt.
let me change the.
That guy becomes the man.
Like,
Oh, okay. So you
Well, like-
anchor it, and now you're going to lasso her with it.
try to like get it more towards her so she can like grab it and have something like.
Pull her out the
Yeah,
spikes.
make a dexterity check.
Return to the girl in the party?
Shut up, lesbian. Because even in a
Are you
role-playing
saying
game,
Meatface
you're
isn't a
gay.
lady?
19.
19. Yeah. So
Smacked her right in the jaw.
you know,
Knocks her.
you throw it, and you actually hook onto her wrist, and she kind of grabs forward, and she kind of like pulls it, and she looks with wide eyes, and it's just like, grits her teeth. She grits her teeth, and she's like,
I'll grab the rope with him and.
Okay. Okay, make a strength check with
Oh.
advantage.
Like a band-aid. Both of us, or?
Well, I got a
he'll make it
20
with advantage.
on my first roll, so I
Oh.
don't think I need to roll a second one.
Okay.
I don't know how else
That's
to
a
get her-
23.
I don't know how else to get her out.
So yeah, you and it's
Oh, God.
she's on a pike, and you're on this. There's a slight diagonal, so it's not the cleanest pull. She goes unconscious from the pain, but you do fully, and she you get her like 5
I
feet
can see a hole in her.
5 feet above the spike, and she dangles, and you
Yeah.
quickly pull her up, and now you pull her onto the ledge. She's unconscious.
I'll medicine
with a
her.
wound.
Hold on,
Okay.
I'll rob her.
Search her pockets.
Yeah, did you?
15.
I wonder if I should have done something there. Oh well.
Puma shirt.
No.
Panther shirt.
She doesn't have anything. Other than a components pouch for her spells.
No tobacco.
15 to heal magic.
15.
You don't have heal magic.
15?
Yeah.
That's what you needed, actually.
Oh, sweet.
It's a there's a fucking hole in her, right?
I just
Oh, I coulda helped.
stuffed some pickle juice
So
in there. That really helps.
using little elements of your frost magic, you actually suture the wound
tie
and
her
bandage it. And I'll say after the next 5 minutes, she just comes to consciousness a bit.
You're alive!
Back with
Where is Strombow's brother?
Back with 1 hit point.
The fuck did you do?
You got blood on his rope.
She's very grateful.
Yay.
And pretty nice.
It was all these.
She tells you that she was separated from her group.
Were there 4 of them?
She was a member of a different group. Her
Fight a
name.
dragon by any
She'll tell
chance?
you her name. Her name is Glizligus. Glizlegus.
All right, Glee Club.
Glizzlegus. Glizlegus.
None of us are gonna write that down.
She's a wizard.
Wow.
She's very
Blizzard
forthright.
glass.
And yeah, she says that she rolled a 1 on her dexterity saving throw.
Wow, she told us that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so she got separated from her group, and she doesn't know how long she's been down there, actually. She also doesn't know really anything about this dungeon, unfortunately.
Well, your group's probably dead.
She nods, and she's like, yeah, you're probably right. They're a bunch of idiots.
Don't worry. Maybe your friend's here with Argon Ardar.
What happened?
He also nearly died from a trap.
Oh yeah, that happened.
I also got eaten by a
Does he
pickle.
look familiar?
No? Well, only because I saw him from the pit for several minutes.
Yes, he likes watching women die.
I was just lost in thought. I was looking in a different direction.
Well,
Total lie.
for future, just reference, just, use instinct over thought in those kind of scenarios.
Well, interesting was saying I'm
Picking
hungry,
my teeth
but I
with my
don't have
magic
food.
wand. That is a toothpick.
Where's the reward?
Okay, but yeah, she's super nice, and she's like, "Well, I'll help you. I'm sure there's bound to be a lot of treasure. I know that's why we were here in the
I
first
found this
place."
magic wand.
That
Hide your sack
Squints
of
her
dead
eyes,
corpses
that's-
so you keep stuff in.
okay. Well,
Try not to smell
I'll
something.
take your word for it. You guys introduce yourselves. You guys introduce
Yes.
yourselves. Okay, so
I'm Kerr Bravenhammer.
she learns your names. She shakes each of your hands.
I am the great noble.
She's left-handed.
Meatface.
And as she grasps your hand, you feel kind of a wave of, oh wow, very very pretty woman is
Jessica.
shaking my hand.
He finished.
And she's like, thank you very much. I know you two, you and Meatface, was it,
Sir Meatface.
sir?
Blurface.
Helped me get out of there. I'm very very in your debt.
I did absolutely nothing.
Thank you.
It was nothing.
And she gives you a wink
We can make it
as
out
she
later.
shakes hands with
The lesbian.
Yeah, back off, she's mine!
Ari.
I'll just be right next to you. Muscles. She's what?
Well, okay. At that point, you guys now have a
She at least owes us both a yank.
fellow individual in the mix.
We gave her one.
You guys want to take a long rest in the pickle room?
Meatface doesn't hide when
She
she
owes us a yank.
Let's see. So you guys were in around 13. Okay. So yeah, you have 2 directions. Continue eastward or west.
That wasn't weird. Morty was there.
Or I suppose
She owes us a yank.
if you're all pretty fucked up, you can take another short rest.
Yeah, I have 1 health, so.
I'll take a rest.
It'll do me no good,
Come here.
but
I'm kind of
I
done
got
with
no
no
health
health.
dice.
Are you sure?
Wow.
I'll take a long rest.
Have we leveled up yet?
It'd be better to keep them away from
Let's see. You guys are.
And I don't have what's called.
You're pretty close. Yeah, I'd say. Are you gonna take a rest?
Yeah, I think we should take a rest. Everybody's pretty bloody, but
Yeah, but I can't really do anything.
You're gonna take a long rest.
Yeah.
Where at?
pickle.
The
room.
next room, I
In
guess.
the pantry. That's not gonna fit everyone in that room.
Oh, it'll fit.
Ryder's room.
So into room 11, I guess.
We're gonna go back to the pickle room. What do you think?
No,
There's
we can
a-
go through.
There's a left door and a right hallway.
That goes to a door. Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, you can go one
We've
of
been
these.
making-
I'm
We've been
suave.
making a lot of right turns. Maybe we should go left.
No.
But right's always
Right
right.
again.
But if we keep going right, we'll go.
3 rights equals a large.
No.
We're LARPing, Morty.
Right path, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
So who's right? This way?
I'm always
Into
right.
11?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the left. You idiot.
Okay, so. Okay. So yeah, door, small little connecting hallway that goes to the wooden door.
Because we're going to do a long rest. Second wind. That is a 4.
Okay.
Second wind comes back on a short rest.
And a long. Well, I'm now back.
So as you open, who's in front? Is it Keth? Are you in
It
front?
may be a good idea.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want more health?
Yeah, that was my.
I mean, I'm 2 off from max.
Right.
So.
Okay. So you open the door and you see 6 orcs kneeling near the south wall of this room.
Close the door!
So it is a 20 by 10-ish room, 20 by 15. From where you open it, they're basically in this corner, right in the southern corner. And there are 6 orcs, and they're kneeling. Big, like at least 6 foot tall minimum, hulking orcs.
Morty. Close the door, Morty.
Between 6 and 8 feet, they're kneeling, and they're busy stuffing various goods inside of sacks and crates.
I do really do
They
that
start
with
grunting
turkeys.
to each other in Orcish every so often, and occasionally they show off like a little object, like maybe a vegetable
You
or
know
a
that
sock.
language.
I speak orc.
They do. They show like a vegetable, and one shows like a sock, and they kind of grunt and nod, and they stuff it in the sack, and they seem to be engrossed in what they're doing, so they don't pay any attention to the door opening behind them. You speak Orc.
Yep.
You actually went in, so you'd be able to hear what they're saying. So you hear of what they're saying. It's like, what do you think of this? That's fine, I guess. I don't care. That's pretty good. Yeah, put that in there. And one of them says, hurry it up, God, we can't be late. And then at this point, they're like stuffing things rapidly. And after just another minute, they stand up and they start to make their way into this direction, down that hallway. So they don't turn around and they don't see you.
Oh,
So they all walk down the hallway, and the last one closes the door behind them.
Alright, I'll go
Unless you
back.
do anything to stop that from happening.
Are we going in?
Because otherwise, those 6 orcs all go down the hallway, and then they close the door behind them, leaving room 11 empty.
Yeah, I won't try to stop them.
Okay.
I feel like that might be a bad
So
idea.
how do you do so?
He does not try to
I
stop.
don't want to. I don't want to stop them.
You don't stop.
I don't.
Okay, so they all go through, and after just a minute,
Oh.
close the door behind them with the sacks and crates in hand. So now this room is empty.
Oh, just like.
I think so. Let me make sure.
Probably some old boxes, empty boxes or something.
Oh, some shit.
Was it? Is
Yeah,
this like
it's empty. Other than maybe a couple empty sacks. It's an empty room.
Sex.
I'll go back
sacks
to.
Oh, you would notice because you were keeping a good eye on them. 3 of them had great axes, and the other 3 were the ones carrying the crates and sacks.
Weak weapons, trust me. Only mine is
I guess
strong.
I'll go back to my door. Be like, it's clear. There was some orcs in here, but they left the other door.
Are they your brethren?
I mean, I could probably talk to them, but I don't really know them.
Very well then. I will keep Miss Wizard safe. Yes.
Glur.
You stay far away from me.
Is there anything in the room to
That always means
like
yes.
border the door, blockade the door?
No.
There's some sacks.
I'm a
They
noble.
took the
She
crates
don't
with
get to
them.
say
I
no.
mean, you guys talked about using like little swords to kind of prop the doors closed, but I don't think the way door number 12 closes, you wouldn't be able to bar that one. You could bar the one you come through, but not the one.
So there'd still only be one.
I'll put
That's
some
better
paper.
than
I'll
having
shove some
2
paper
ways
under
in
the door.
room.
That'll totally work. This guy got it.
Show some parchment that you saved.
I have
Yeah,
parchment
yeah,
in my
yeah.
bag.
No- nothing here.
I saved that one piece of paper that said golden chicken. That
I
might
feel like
save
that
my
would draw
day.
people to
Oh,
us.
and there'd probably be like little bits from like the food and vegetables and stuff that they were stuffing.
I'm gonna
into
go
crates.
eat.
So it's like little bits of corn and pieces of carrots that like just because they were so quickly shoving things in the crates, but otherwise, yeah. Little morsels of food.
They weren't like kneeling to worship anything. They were.
No, they
like,
were just like picking things up and stuffing it. You get the fact that they were taking things from one sack from multiple other sacks into one single or 2 single sacks and then a few crates.
Okay.
So they were gathering all supplies from this room into a few things, and they took it down that hallway.
I'll go to that door that they went through and see if they're still like there. If they switched direction.
If you quickly do it, you would hear the footfalls on the opposite side until those
Take
fade
that
away.
seat. Can't do it.
Yeah, it's like a good probably 20-foot hallway that they go down and make a perception check.
Oh, that's bad. 4.
4? Yeah, you just hear the footfalls go down the hallway until then there's nothing.
I think they're going if we want to try to use the door.
Well, I think everybody wants to rest, right? You pussies? Want to rest?
Yeah, I can nap.
God, I can nap anywhere.
Okay, so they're... Oh!
I'll keep watch first.
I mean, I was gonna hang outside the door just because they come back. I can speak orc.
How you doing now? You know, you damaged badly?
Not badly.
I'm a boy. Really good.
I'm good.
You know, if you know,
I'm
a scale of
asleep
like
in the
1 to
corner.
10, I'd say an 8.
He's only got 3 health.
If I said I was an 8, I would actually be a 1.
But since you're actually a 1, what are you, -8?
Yeah.
Well, I just figured I'd offer. I'm in perfect condition right now.
Perfect.
We've always said the other side of the door, so if like something, you know, does happen, I can like,
We could throw that girl back in that spike pit and see what happens.
maybe not.
That doesn't sound like the best idea.
I would have thought wizards would like other wizards.
I'm the only wizard here
Is
who
she
has
a
a
witch?
penis.
No.
Oh,
No, it's not.
sad.
I think he may be telling the truth from what I've gathered.
Nope. He's not.
So, are you gonna stay here or are you gonna go down the hallway?
I think they're gonna short rest. I'm gonna keep watch at the door in case they come back.
So the door's closed.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna stay on the opposite side and wait to see if you hear them coming down the hall?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can at least speak orc, so I can at least pretend to be like, oh hey, yeah, I just got back. Hey guys.
I captured some fools. In this pit. Dog.
Don't even trip,
Are you
dog.
looking at me because I just said dog? Really?
I have a short rest and then I'll roll my hit die.
Okay, yeah, short rest. So, those of you that need to heal and still have your
Yeah.
hit die.
Well, short rest. I just got back my second wave and that healed me back to backs.
Nice, I'm almost at max now.
Awesome. Kiir,
And then a blade from death.
I'm going to use my hit die, yep.
What about Arg and Eredar? And Toast.
D6 plus 2.
I've learned 2 things in this world.
Well,
Access
I'm
to
at
great-
5 mighty health points now.
Hey. So, have you guys all did your short rest stuff?
Yeah. Except
Alright.
Justin, who wasn't in the room.
Are we doing short or long?
Short.
Okay.
So nothing over the hour, or no orcs return.
I still got all my stuff back from short rest.
So, now that you guys have healed yourself a bit, in fact, she as well, she benefited from that. Glizlegus is now
You got all your spells.
yeah, she has her spells.
She's now 20th.
She's
level.
at half her hit points, give or take.
Still better than Jared.
No, I'm at more
No, that's the name of her wand. Still better than Jared.
Oh, fine.
So, what do you guys do now?
Well, I think we should probably go down that orc path.
Or we go to that other path, the other way, yeah.
Right, the orc path. Good choice. Jerry agrees.
That's fair.
I mean, we're already here, so might as well go down that road.
I'd rather know which way they went, so they don't surprise us.
You hear the voice. Make a choice! Come on.
We should all
Come
pause. Wait 3 days.
Come on. The ground beneath Meatface tremors and shakes.
I guess we'll move towards
I'm gonna go the orc way.
Orc.
orc way.
Okay. You open the door?
Yeah.
It's locked.
Wow, the Giant Taunt reboot is already out?
Yeah, it's
It's
been
been
out
out
for
for
a
a
bit.
while.
I didn't go to theaters or anything?
Try and do,
Yes, it is.
Pistols, go for it.
Well, why don't we go see that?
You didn't know it was out, dumbass.
I didn't.
How do you think you didn't go see it?
is that
Oh.
Sleight of hand or just thieves' tools?
Thieves'
which-
tools, so it'd be proficiency plus your dex.
And that's doubled.
plus 4 for you, I think. Oh yeah, you have expertise in thieves' tools, so yeah, be plus 6 for you.
17.
17 is what you need. That's the DC. So after a minute, finally get all the tumblers in place, and the iron door is unlocked. You open it, and you see the like 15 to 20 feet long hallway that goes into that room, and that door is unlocked. So at that point, you guys all file into the hallway. Keth opens the secondary door, opening up to reveal the large, long, massive dining table with all the chairs around it that you see on the map there. And you see a warm fire crackling in a fireplace along the far wall of this chamber. Several orcs sit around this long table that's set up for a feast, complete with a large covered silver platter in the center. You know, the ones with the dome top, which is currently set down. And then the smell of like baking bread and spiced potatoes and just really pleasant food kind of fills the room. Looking around the table, there are 11 orcs sitting at the table, having now seemingly just settled in and are putting things onto their plates and talking amongst each other a bit. That's what you see, having stepped your head
But
into
what
the
are they
room.
saying?
I'll motion like.
Right now, they just seem to be like, "Oh, pass me that. Oh, yeah, no, I want more of that. That looks good." And things like that.
I'll look back to the group and just like motion at like 5, like 10. There's 10. Have like orcs, I'll like put into my fangs.
Okay.
Oh god, there's 10 teeth in there.
Yes, you interpret that how you wish, but yeah, he does try to convey that there are at least 10, if not more,
Let's see.
orcs in
And I
there.
can see if I'm smart enough.
Every chair was full. There weren't any empty chairs. 11 up in total.
Well,
So are there 11 or 10 of them? Kidding.
there's more than
It's
I can only
Schnabby
hold
12.
up 10 fingers, but there's 11 in there.
Well, he did that, and then a magical hand from the chest holds up 1. That many guys. Ah. Oh, good boy, yeah. So we don't want to go in
Do you
there.
want to fight them, or that seems like a bad idea.
I mean, if we do, let's do it. If not, let's leave.
If we do it, we'll have a surprise.
Or maybe they might just invite us to dinner.
I am cool.
Both
with
are
Georgie.
possible avenues.
There's a lot of weird creatures in here.
Yeah, you and other people.
Oh, let's see. They're on my list.
Also, you're being pretty whispered at this point in the hall. And Glizlegus is like, "I'll follow your lead. I cannot speak Orcish."
Neither can I.
Nope.
But,
Nope as well.
but I can speak battle axe and great axe. Goes a lot like this. And switch whack.
Swish whack.
Switch whack.
The patty's back.
Lower the back.
Is he gonna make a decision by dice alone?
Yeah.
Leaving
Isn't
it
it better to surprise?
Leaving it up
Isn't
to
it better to
fate.
surprise them than them to surprise us?
Yes. But we don't listen.
Okay, so 1 through 10, we go back. 11 to 20.
We gonna
I-
get
I
brick a
will-
brack.
I'll try to talk to them.
You mean with our weapons, right?
Oh, that's a 5.
Going back it is.
And I push him in!
That's what you're doing. I'll
No.
roll with it.
Okay, we're going back.
So you backtrack.
That's my decision. Is
Okay.
to backtrack.
All right.
I don't know about these guys. That was for me.
So if you
Not a group effort.
as a group just leave it up to that, then at that point Keth backs away from the hallway.
Well, he says there's 10 bites, so
That's a lot of people over.
That's two too many.
that's a lot of
So
orcs.
let's go
6
back.
against 10.
And if they're like normal orcs, bringing them to 0, they'll come back to 1 health, so they can just keep swinging.
Well, I mean,
So
there's
no
always-
fight.
It's
Got it.
always the diplomatic way. With hard negotiations and swords.
And maybe some wine.
That seems fun. Nah, you know.
Alright,
Make
that
an
got away.
intelligence check. Keth.
Intelligence. Let's use my grog dice, because that seems fun.
We do!
That one.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's a 4. Okay.
Okay.
Still pretty bad.
What was the check? Intelligence?
Or history. Your choice. I mean, yeah, history.
Art history.
History.
They're both +1, so 5.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
Reflecting on the situation doesn't reveal anyone.
So I guess
So what are they doing in there?
they're just eating. Like they're just having a feast.
This is just a dining room.
Yeah.
Weird.
They didn't.
Why'd they lock the door toward?
Anyone want to guess?
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, who locks their dining room if they don't know there's intruders?
Who understands orcs?
At this point, Glizlagos would speak up. Well, you do know you're in a dungeon, yes? The denizens of it likely know that there are some pretty crazy fucking things around here.
Oh yeah, the pickles.
I mean, the fact that orcs are sitting at a dining table, you say? That's pretty odd. So, to think that they would find other things odd.
Still seems odd to me.
I mean, we did find some giant pickles.
I mean, we are kind of like
What?
you know.
That's totally normal.
Yeah,
We're
giant
kind of
pickles
in
in
this
the
like
other room.
home invasion mode for them.
Go arms and limbs.
So like that's
Shudders.
that's fair.
Bit his ankles off.
Saying we're home invaders.
I mean, kind of. Like they live here.
We don't know if they. We don't know if they stole this home. This could be called liberation.
So the question is, are we mice or are we cockroaches? Or are we men?
You've nearly died a few times, so I'd say you're definitely not a mouse.
I suggest you make a decision quick.
Okay.
My God! Kick open the door and unleash an arrow
I
on
was
them.
wondering if you had to make a decision when you played.
Okay. Go for it.
I was backtracking, but
Okay, so
Oh,
19
That definitely hits.
and 5.
Damage.
Okay.
5.
Say I unleash one like center table who would be facing me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You would be facing yourself.
Alright. So with that, Ari kicks open the door, releases an arrow towards one of the orcs. Of the 11, sitting one who's kind of more on the opposite end of the head of the table, takes the arrow in, immediately they all kind of like, you hear all the chairs, all the wooden chairs kind of scoot apart, and they all kind of get up. The ones on the opposite end start to run towards from this position, would run towards this end, so the western wall, where weapons have been kind of set up against the door, and a few of those charge over that way, while the one that's been hit is kind of a slightly older one, but only about, only relatively seems to be a bit older, and kind of recoils and stands up and like looks like he's gritting his teeth and flexing his muscles, and the other one's all screwed up at this point. So unless you do anything else, initiative will break out based on the action that has taken place. Especially as you guys all start to step into the room. So do you do anything else, or do we jump right into initiative?
it's initiative, I guess.
Okay.
Think of an ability.
Okay. Then let's roll initiative.
Oh, Jack, no, don't take my face.